All right, we're on. What's going on, guys? The Film and Everything podcast. Welcome. I'm very excited today. We got a new guest on. Really appreciate him coming here, Mikey. Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for the invite.
Uh, we This is our first time meeting, so like we've never met before or anything. Which is again, it's really cool because I guess like the power of social media. You know what I mean? Because
Facts.
I had no idea who you were, just like mutual friends, and stuff like that. And just through social media, I know you're very like inspirational on social media. You know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah,
like the no excuse type of guy, which I really
facts.
appreciate because creatives like that. I'm a creative because I like doing
Yeah,
film. This is, I guess, considered creative, and
for sure.
you do music, you do DJing and stuff. How long have you been doing that for? Like,
I started the day I started learning how to DJ was like February of 2015.
okay,
So I'm still learning today.
yeah.
It's
And
been like 4 years.
was there a specific reason why you got into it,
Yeah.
or just
Like around my senior year of high school, 2013, I went to Ultra for like the first time, just like the last day, just to like go party. Like,
right,
I didn't know anything about it.
right?
I was like, that was inspiring already itself. I was like, wow, like I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah, I'd never been to Ultra, but I've
But
heard.
it didn't hit me. It still didn't really hit me. Like I went to college after I went away, and then I listened to music all the time because I was living in Minnesota, and there's a lot of days that you gotta just stay in your room. It's
Yeah,
snowing, you can't go anywhere. So I was listening to a lot of music, a lot of Avicii, and I got super into music like I've never before. And then 2015, I went to Life in Color
okay,
here during winter break, and it's crazy. Like at this time already, I was already considered myself like somebody that was like super into music. Like somebody is like, oh yeah, like in my head, I would never say this, but I'd be like, yeah, I definitely know like more about this music than you.
right, right, yeah,
But
yeah,
then
yeah.
like every year I would go, because I was like my second year of Life in Color was in 2015. The second year I was like, dude, I thought I knew about this last year. I know way more this year.
Right.
And now I look at it, I'm like, I didn't know anything back then,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So whatever. I never thought about DJing at all. Never came to my mind until I saw this one DJ called Headhunters, and it was just like, it's super cliche, but he like changed my life. That hour set, like he was like having so much fun. Like it was like something I've never
It
seen
just
in a
like
DJ before, and that's it. It like
it
clicked
just
out of
clicked for you.
nowhere. Like it didn't even happen to anyone else I was with. It was just me.
That's crazy,
I was
man.
like, wow, like his music was different from everyone else. It was like way harder, but I don't even think it was that. It was just like his energy.
Right.
It was crazy.
So it's crazy because if you think about it, when you look back at it, it's only really been 4 years. You said 2015, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when people look at 4 years, it doesn't seem like a long time, but
Super long.
but you know what I mean? It's like, because, like, for me, I've been wanting to do, like, film, for example, since I was, like, in fifth grade. You know what I mean? So that's, like, a weird. But you look, like, when I see you, just based off what I've seen, I've been following your social media and everything, it feels like if you've been in it for a very long time.
Yeah.
That's why when you told me 2015, I was like, wow, like, that's crazy. Because I know people that do videos and stuff like that they just started maybe 2 years ago, but they've grown already so much, or they've gotten so good,
Yeah.
like you, like just learning, and just figuring it out. So that's really cool that, I don't know, like it's
It's it was super random, especially to my parents. Like when I told them like, oh, I'm gonna like start DJing,
exactly
they were
right.
like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Like because I played baseball my whole life. That's all I did.
Right.
So then like once I found like started DJing, um, like baseball was here and DJing was here, but then little by little I started going like this.
Right.
And by my senior year of college, it was like, yeah, I love this and I love that, but like as soon as this year's done, like I'm going full music.
What did you want to do before music? Like, what did you think you wanted to do?
Um, I hadn't even thought about it. I hadn't thought about it until like I wanted to DJ.
Oh,
I was
okay.
just like, I knew that I was gonna do like something like entrepreneurship, like something like that, like opening my own business. Because growing up, like if I went to one of my friends' houses and they had a big house, and I'd be like, oh, what do your parents do? They always like, they own their own business.
Right.
So I was like, all right, I'm owning my own business.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
day. So I
That's
went to
always the way to
school.
go. Yeah.
I went to school to learn business management, but I knew like I was gonna apply it to music
Right.
already. But even before, because like I went to a junior college first, So those 2 years I just did like regular classes, and I was like super into fitness, and like I was an athlete, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna own my own gym, and like I had this whole plan, and then music came and I just threw it away.
That's so
New
crazy.
plan.
That's so crazy. It's kind of similar to we had our trainer on. He was a UFC fighter. And he's doing, I don't know if you know bare knuckle fighting. His name is Jim Allers. And we had him on cuz he's our jiu-jitsu trainer and stuff like that. And he kind of had a similar thing where he was going to school for like teaching and what was it, like teaching and just to become a teacher because he
Yeah.
always loved like that type of environment. But then when he was in university, I don't remember how exactly. I think he started. He fell in love with jujitsu at first, and jujitsu, and then the kickboxing, and then it led to him doing like fights, and then he just eventually ended up in the UFC, and at that point he fell in love with it so much, and then he got his degree, and now he has his own gym. So he's like applying both in one because he's always
Yeah.
wanted to teach kids, and he happened to just find fighting that he loved it, kind of like what you're saying, and now he's kind of applying both of them together because he's still fighting now. He's in bare knuckle. He's like 4-0, which shout out to Jim Allers, by the way.
So no gloves.
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
Savage.
it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. And it's getting bigger because it's still new. But he's like 4-0 right now, and he has his own gym, which opened up, I believe it's just made a year, like in
Yeah.
November or so. And so he was saying, like, it's crazy because I always wanted to do this one thing, and then this, like, fighting just came out of nowhere. I fell in love with it, and I just started fighting while doing school, and it was, like, a lot of work. And now he got his degree, and so he's fighting with his own school, basically, of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So he trains kids, adults, and so, like, I don't know, it's crazy seeing, like, that pattern, where
Yeah.
people just, I don't know how life works, I guess, it
Perfect
comes full
timing.
circle.
It's perfect timing too because fighting wasn't always something that you could do. Like UFC wasn't always here.
Yeah,
And like living off of DJing was not always here. Also, it's super
Yeah.
new too.
yeah,
So it's like it's perfect timing, and like how he used like both of his worlds still. Like when I was growing up, they always told me like, "Oh, you're gonna use what you learn in baseball in life," and I'm like, "All right, like how?"
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense
because you
to me.
played
And-
baseball just,
yeah.
like, all your life.
but now every day, like I'm so happy that I played because I feel like I'm at such an advantage over so many kids that are making music, like mentally. Like they never, like they might have not had to go through like running sprints and a coach just telling you you're just gonna run until I say when to stop,
Right.
and I don't know when it's gonna stop, and I feel like I can't do another one, and I just had to do it until I like throw up or something.
Like the discipline of sports, right? Like
Yeah,
that
so,
applied
like,
to your.
I could be like, oh, I don't feel like making music today, but then me saying that in my head would be like, I got to do it today. Then like I have to go sit down and do it, like no
And
matter what.
That's such a key factor, though, right? Because a lot of people, actually, just the other day, we had a friend of ours, Chris. He became friends because he's into like the same stuff that we're into, and he was talking about a friend of his that he knows about my podcast and everything. He was like, dude, yeah, my friend, he wants to start a podcast, but he just keeps finding excuses like not to start it. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I want to start it. I got the equipment, but I don't know.
Scared.
I lost my job right now, and I just don't have the time. But he's like, what do you mean? Like that's the complete opposite. Like you do have the time now more than ever.
For real.
And so that's like that discipline factor. Like some people, that's the hardest thing. That's what can like make or break you. You know what I mean?
it
And
was-
that's true. Like with sports, I'm sure that has like a huge factor because it teaches you that mindset of you don't want to do it, you don't feel
No
like doing it, but you
excuses.
have to.
No
you know?
excuses. Like my senior year, my last 2 years of college, I went to school in South Dakota, and we always had like a motto, like a team like hashtag, and our hashtag was find a way. And like that one stayed with me forever. Like I'm always like, I gotta find a way. Like if something happened today, like that I couldn't use my mom's car to come over here, like I'm gonna find a way to get here no matter
Right.
what. Like
That's
because this little thing one person could watch it and find me today.
yeah.
But more than anything, I want people to watch it 10 years from now.
Yeah, that's a great point, man. Because it's true. Like any little opportunity, it branches you out for more opportunities. You know what I mean? And it's a funny story. You're gonna crack up with my friend that I was telling you about off camera. Shout out to Kevin. I call him Ronnie. He did this bodybuilding competition and everything. So I've been filming for that, and I'm editing it now and stuff. It's a little documentary, and I just did it just out of like, because I know he loves that, and there's a documentary called Pumping Iron, and it's
I love it.
yeah. So he loves that
Obsessed with it.
documentary, and I've been wanting to try to like branch out my styles. You know, I do comedy, drama, action, and I want to do like a documentary. And I know he loves that documentary, so I was like, this is the perfect person to ask. I was like, dude, look, I kind of want to film you. I heard you have a competition, Pumping Iron style, just documenting what you have to do, what you eat, and, you know, etc. And follow you until your competition day. And I went to the competition early. And I just thought I was doing that. And then I went to his gym, and I met so many people. And they're all Infamous Fitness, which they're super nice over there. It's in damn, it's next to it's in Hialeah. It's next to what's that store? Nyo que barato. Yeah. It's right next to there. It's those warehouses. Yeah, super great gym, and they're all so nice. And the guy, the owner, I believe his name was Eddie. He was like, bro, like you let me know a price, and all these people are looking for. They're always looking for somebody to film stuff, you know, and you give me a price and I help you out. And so you meet people. And there was this one time I was, you know, filming the workout. Josh knows the story. And Kevin, everybody's telling me like, oh, dude, that's a porn star. There was a porn star going to the gym.
A male porn star?
No, female porn star. So then, you know, she sees me filming them working out, whatever. She comes up to me. She's like, oh, what are you filming? And I was like, oh, I'm filming it. Yeah, I know. I was like, and I was like, oh, I'm filming like a little thing for my friend, you know, Kevin or whatever. She's like, oh, okay. So like you film professionally? And I was like, well, you know, I'm getting there. That's the goal. Eventually, I would like to film professionally.
I would have said yeah.
Yeah. I was honestly so, like, in shock. I was like, why? Like, was she really talking to me right now? What do I do? You know, because I was just kind of minding my own business. And they're like, oh, dude, yeah, she's a porn star. And we were cracking up about it. And then she comes up to me. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, what do I do? Like, you know. So I kind of got nervous. And she's like, oh, okay. So you're like a videographer, right? Like she just kept like beating around the bush, you know? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I film stuff, you know, whatever. And she's like, do you have a card? Which I do. I have cards with me. I have business cards all the time. So I was like, yeah, here you go. And I gave her a card and she looked, she was like, okay. And then she just walked away. I'm sure she probably started laughing when she saw my card because it's like Film and Everything podcast, Cruising Films, YouTube, like nothing near that world.
Bang bus.
Yeah. I mean, if you didn't want to do it, then I would be like, nah. Yeah. I'm not professional. I suck.
Yeah. I just kind of like I didn't know what to say. I was like, I left it open, but I know for a fact because like that's not what I do at all. But I mean,
probably get paid a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. So I just kind of like gave her my card. I was like, fuck it, like whatever happens, happens, you know. But I know for a fact like when she saw my card and it said podcast, film, and everything, she was probably like, oh, I think maybe I got the wrong guy. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see. But yeah, that was so. It's like going back to like that. Like you don't know who you're gonna meet when you do little deeds like that. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Every time I do like sometimes I DJ like something small, like just like a little gig for money, like the one that I told you that just came up now for Saturday. It's not like a performance. It's just like like a private party, DJ my friend's birthday party, like or something like that, right? Or a fashion show. And every time I do it, I meet someone else. Like it always leads to another gig, and another one, and another one, another one. It's like
that's such a good way to look at it, man. Constant. Honestly, do you have cards and business?
I don't because I'm not that big into like the private party things. And like before, I was like, nah, I don't feel like doing it because it's not that fun.
Right.
But at the same time, it still is kind of fun because I love DJing.
Yeah.
And like I'd rather do that than like work a job.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've already thought about like getting a card though because
you should, man.
I would so much rather just like DJ private parties instead of like having a job.
And it's so much easier too because like somebody asks you, oh, so like how can I reach out to you? You just here's my card. Yeah. You have it. You don't have to work. You don't have to try to trust a person to follow you on Instagram.
Probably not.
On the spot. You know what I mean? You can tell them, yeah, this is like my Instagram is at this and that, and they'll be like, yeah, I'll remember. I'll follow you.
They will never remember.
Exactly. But if you give them a card, they have it with you. One day they can just take it out of their pocket and they're like, oh shit, let me follow this guy or let me. I would definitely get cards, man. Like there's definitely some places. Nice I got like, let me see. I have like a bunch of them. You see? You get like a stack of these. I think these cost me like $20, $30. But
that's
like
cheap, bro.
I got 2 packs and these are like halfway through, but you know what I mean? It works, man. Honestly, like a day like what happened to me there, I was like, okay, here, boom, here's my card. And it works.
Yeah, it's easy.
You see, like this is what she saw. So I'm guaranteed when she saw it, she's like, oh, maybe he's not the right guy. You know, you never know.
I don't know. It's
You never
everybody started at some point. Nobody just starts filming porn.
know. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Money's money, dude. You know. But that's cards work, dude. Honestly, like they work really well because that's what happened to me before. People would ask me like, "Oh, so you film or whatever," and it's like, "Yeah, follow my podcast. It's at Film and Everything _podcast." And then they're like, "Oh, okay," and I just know like they're not gonna follow.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna forget by the time they get to the car.
Whenever people ask me, it's like they never have it right. Like oh, you're a DJ, and like they have no clue what I actually do. Like
Right.
they're like, or like I play softball like just as a hobby, and they know that I DJ. And most of like when I meet new people, I don't even say it because once somebody finds out, that's like the joke all the time. Every time you see them, like, oh, DJ.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't say it until well, whenever they find out, and then they're always like, oh, put some of your music. It's like, trust me, you don't want to listen to this when you're playing softball. Like,
Right.
it's way too like aggressive right now. Like this is not like a wedding
Yeah, yeah.
mix. Like
Yeah, I get you.
it's like hard to explain to people.
Yeah, like you have a specific genre.
Like
Right.
I do like it's just this like electronic music is so spread out
Uh-huh.
that it's like me compared to everyone else that does electronic music. It's like I do everything. I don't stick to one thing,
Right.
but it's all like EDM.
Right, which is good.
But-
Yeah.
Like I want to do hip hop also though in Spanish, everything.
Okay.
Pop, I'm down for everything, but I feel like that's gonna come later. Once I make a name for myself here in electronic music, then I could like branch out and do the other things.
Yeah, like perfect one and then branch out to another one and another
Honestly, I feel like the making pop and hip hop in Spanish is way easier than electronic because I gotta make the whole song by myself,
Mhm.
and in pop, I just gotta make like a beat and
one. With a
like
catchy tune or
something like it's not the center of attention. The other artist is the center of attention.
Right.
So it's like something that it's just. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really tried. I've done hip hop beats, but
No, from what I hear the Spanish music, and I'm not a fan of it. Like this Bad Bunny stuff. I feel like it all sounds the same.
Yeah.
Compared to like an EDM, like
I
what you're
feel
talking
like
about.
you could say that about every genre,
Uh-huh.
but like I feel like I could say the same about like especially Spanish. Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's a certain formula.
Exactly.
And they're just doing it over and over again,
Uh-huh.
and people are just loving it right now. Like,
Yeah.
It's like tech house or techno is like it's all like I could say this because I make it, and like it's always the same except it's just a different vocal and a different kind of like bass line, different drums, but like you hear another one, like if you love tech house and you hear another track that has a different vocal that you love, like I don't know, you just want more and more and more. You don't care if it's the same.
Right. Okay.
It's still different.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because man, with the Spanish music, I'm not like a fan at all. Everybody that knows me knows this. It's just like when I hear it, it's like the same.
Exactly. It has to have that.
Yeah. If
it's-
not, then
It's like I have favorite artists, and like it's almost like there's some people that change all the time, and they continue to like, wow, they just did something different, and I still love it. Like everything they do, I love.
that's what I like.
Yeah,
like
But there's other artists that don't really change it up that much, and they continue to put out things that are similar to like their style, and like other people will say like, oh, this just sounds like this other song that they made, and I'm just like, I don't care. I want them to keep making it like that.
yeah, I like that though. I like when artists, even if it's like not good or it's not the same, I like when artists try to like really just go out of their comfort zone. I guess they call it like man, what's the phrase I'm looking for?
Like pushing the envelope.
Yeah,
boundaries.
it's like experimental. Like when they're just trying to branch out and do something completely different and out of their comfort zone.
That's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
I honestly don't like. I feel like it would benefit me if I stuck to one thing for like 6 months and then did another thing for 6 months. But it's like that's like so extremely boring to me. Like I gotta do something different every time. I can't.
That's
stick
good
to one
though.
thing.
That's really
the
good.
good thing is that people that like follow me, they that's what they're used to. So it's not like they're telling me, oh, like put something else like this out. Like no one ever tells me that. They might tell me that like as a joke, but they're open to everything that I do. And other artists, they tell me things like, oh, like they make, let's say they make like dubstep and they make a house track, and they're like, oh, I don't know if I should put this out, and I'm just like, dude, who cares? Like, just do it, and your people will get used to it. They'll leave or they'll stay. Like, I don't know. Like, it's funny that you tell me like, oh, I can't do this. Like, you made this whole artist up. Like, you do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because you never know. Like, you could literally put it out there, and if it doesn't do well, it doesn't do well. You see what you can get out of it and do better. But what you never know. Like, what if you put it out there and it does do well?
If it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
It's like if Kevin Hart wanted to do a serious role in a movie, which I think he has. Like, if he does good, it's gonna be good. Like, everyone's still gonna love it, even if it's not something that's comedy.
Yeah. Look at Adam Sandler. You know Adam Sandler, right?
Yeah.
He just did this drama film that's trying to go to the Oscars called Uncut Gems. Have you heard of it? Yeah, no. He plays like this gambler, and
I felt like he did that back then. I've been looking at it, the pictures, and it looks like something that he's done back then, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's.
I think he did. What was the other dramatic role that he did? It was that Netflix one, right? So he's done like two. I forgot what it's called. The something stories.
Oh,
something.
Is that he's like a music agent or something?
It's like with Dustin Hoffman. It might be. It's what was it called? Do you remember?
Legend. He's done a bunch of things.
It's like something with an M. It's a long word. It's stories. It's on Netflix, and it's like with Dustin Hoffman and Ben
Stiller and stuff.
And yeah, Ben Stiller, and they say it's like really good. So it's like it's cool seeing actors try to just get out of that comfort zone. You know, like another perfect example is Jonah Hill. You know Jonah Hill, and he from the beginning though, because he used to be like the chubby, funny guy.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to get stuck in that stereotype because he knew he wasn't gonna get any more. And he actually turned down a lot of big roles that wanted him to be like the chubby fat guy, like the funny guy, I think one of them was like a Transformers movie that he said no to. And this was like 2008, 2009, so he was still kind of coming up. And he said no to that. He said no to a lot of like funny roles because he didn't want to be stuck on that. And then he like lost weight, and then he got some serious roles like Moneyball with Brad Pitt. It's actually a baseball movie. I don't know if you've seen it.
A bunch of times.
So you got that, and you kind of see him slowly kind of coming out of that. He just did that Netflix show. What was it called? That they try like pharmaceutical. Him and Emma Stone. I never saw it. Maniac. Maniac, right? Is it Maniac or something?
Yeah, that one.
So he's another example of like someone trying to like branch out and not stick to one formula, because that could eventually you just play out. Some people don't, like Will Ferrell or something, who's still
he's like the same person in every movie, and it's hilarious.
And I can't see him in a serious role like ever. I think he tried doing one once, and it was like one of those. It's like on Netflix, like straight to DVD type of movies. It didn't work out.
I feel like he wouldn't want to. I don't know.
Yeah,
it looks like he enjoys it.
No, yeah, dude, that guy. There's certain people that just can't do serious roles. And I think Will Ferrell.
He's never out of character. Like, I just feel like he's Will Ferrell in every movie. Like, just the same person.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Kevin. Life. Yeah, literally, he's like just in a movie. Him. That's how I feel with Kevin Hart sometimes. And with Kevin Hart, I feel like it's kind of like to a fault almost, because I think Kevin Hart is funny, like just depending on what he does. But I don't like when Kevin Hart. We just saw Jumanji, the new Jumanji movie. I actually thought he was really. It's really funny. We were talking about it. We did a review, and it's actually we think it's better than the first one. And
like the
first Jumanji, like the previous, what was it? The Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah.
It came out like 2 years ago. Yeah, and it was actually really good. And this one was better than the first one. But the thing with Kevin Hart, it's like when he sticks to that formula, I feel like I just don't find him that funny anymore. Because it's just. What's Kevin Hart's acting like? He's just really loud, and I'm small,
I just think anything he does to me is funny.
No, for sure. I don't question, like, people. I can see why people find them funny, but for me, after a while, I was like, man, I get fatigued, me personally. And but when he kind of branches out and does like different, like with this Jumanji movie, he's playing another actor, Danny Glover. He's like an older actor.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, Kevin Hart in this one acts super like very slow, and he talks like this, and so he kind of changes it up a little bit, and he's really funny. Like, I found him hilarious in the movie. We were like cracking up. So it's cool when actors try to like, just kind of detour from what they're comfortable with sometimes. And I know he did just do a drama with Bryan Cranston, right?
Yeah.
That I think that's the one that you were talking about. He did a dramatic role, and it was something with the character. He was like in a wheelchair, and Kevin Hart's taking care of him. It's like a
I'm trying to
dramedy.
remember.
Yeah, it came out maybe like a year ago or so, but that's what I like when actors are like artists in general, like even with music, like just try to go out of your comfort zone a
Dude,
little bit.
everything, man.
Logic is another example. The rapper Logic,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
does a bunch of, and sometimes his fans give him shit for it because, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this when we're so used to, we want the
Yeah.
old school you? But he's just kind of like, and he says it all the time. I don't want to stick to one thing. I'm just trying to do whatever I want, like whatever I feel like making.
I can't even believe that people say things like that. Like, I would never go on Twitter and tell another artist like, "Oh, we want you to do this." Like, what?
Yeah, like, oh, just stick with what you've done.
Like,
It's
there's artists that I may want them to do something because they were so good at it, and they don't do it anymore. But I'm never like, people do it like in a bad way. Like, oh, we're not gonna listen to anything you
Mhm.
do if you don't do this.
Yeah, they were saying that he sold out. Like, why aren't you sticking with your old,
Anybody that becomes famous, they're gonna say they sold
Yeah.
out. It's like, so you don't want me to make money? Then
Yeah, basically. He
It's
did
like-
do one song. What was
Every
it?
Day.
Every day. I was just like, oh, I'm sorry, I lost
It's
it. I
like
can't.
they say like what's selling out. I bet if you ask them, they'd be like, oh, like doing something for the money. It's
Right.
like, bro, you all have jobs that you don't want to go to.
Yeah.
And you do it for the money.
Yeah,
So
like-
you're a sellout.
Exactly.
You're the biggest sellout I know.
Yeah, it's kind of hypocritical, That's why I wasn't like mad because there's that everyday song and it was so unlike him and but
Every day. Like,
yeah, it was like all over the radio.
I think
It-
I know it.
Marshmallow.
You know what I'm talking about? I personally
Oh,
did-
it's with Marshmallow?
Yeah.
yeah, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was him in that Marshmallow.
He
guy.
did a music video like in Tokyo or something like that
No,
for
that's overnight.
that was overnight.
Overnight.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. But I personally don't like the song. I was like, man, this is Logic. Like, this is so different. And it was like everywhere. And it did bring in
Because
new
of
fans.
Marshmallow.
Yeah. And it brought in a new fan base for him. And that
For sure.
like him for that, because now he has like 3 different fan bases. Like a fan base that likes his old school stuff, a fan base that likes maybe because he just came out with a book. So this
Yeah.
guy literally does everything. Like he just came out with a novel.
What's it about?
Supermarket.
It's called Supermarket. It's like a fictional like
Oh.
it's one of those. Is it like a sci-fi thing or what
I
is
haven't
it?
read it.
We
I have
haven't read it
terrible
yet.
Books.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
like
started reading.
it's basically like this novel, and he just came out with it and it made #1 and this whole.
That's random.
But then he does rap, and then he did alternative music. He did a soundtrack for his book, and it's alternative music. Him like with guitar, and he's playing piano now, and so he's really like
That's sick.
expanding, and he's doing a movie soon, which is like with J.J. Abrams, who just did the Star Wars movie that we're gonna see tonight. So that's somebody right there. That's another example of just expanding your
That's the
horizons.
dream. I the person I look up to, like that I say like I want to be like the most, as in like they don't care, they do whatever they
Mhm.
want, is Diplo
Okay.
or DJ Snake. Like they both just don't care. Like especially Diplo, like he's huge in like regular pop world. He's huge in hip hop and huge in EDM. Like anything he does, it's not like, whoa, that was different. It was like
Yeah.
every time he comes out with a new song, it's different from the last one.
That's the best way to be, right?
He's doing
'Cause
country now, like, and I'm not surprised at all.
there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I
I'm
mean?
not
Because
surprised at all.
it's refreshing. It's refreshing because sometimes you can only stick with the same thing for so long, and then maybe eventually you fade out. I feel like that's maybe what happens sometimes with artists that they don't adapt to the times maybe or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you're
For
sticking
sure.
like, no guys, come on, look, I'm still sticking with this genre like formula, but now everybody's kind of going this way and you're not adapting to that and you're done.
You have to adapt. I feel like it. Maybe I don't know. I feel like it should come natural to you, but for some people it doesn't. Like I know
Yeah.
people that listen to one genre and that's all they want to listen to.
Right.
But like Marshmello, I remember when he was like an underground artist coming up. Like first time I saw him was like 2015. He was like playing daytime festival and like no one really. I mean, I can't say no one cared, but like in my friends group, no one cared.
Right.
But I was like, dude, this guy's good. Like, but I only knew 2 songs of his that I liked.
Right.
But then I saw him live, and I'm like, wow, like all of them are good. So then like it's crazy that he went from like just a regular like underground act to becoming huge, which now his music you could say he's definitely somebody that you could say like that people are probably saying like, oh, he's sold out, like he's making hip hop now, and it's like, dude, like
Yeah. Oh, he did a song with Logic. You know, something like that where it's like, oh, bro,
What's
come
funny
on.
is like most of the time they're still at the same time they're still putting out records that are like the old stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't want to talk about that. Like,
Yeah, it's true. Like Logic is literally a perfect example because he comes out with one album for like his old school style, and then he'll come out with an album that he considers like boom rap. It's just him having fun. It doesn't have anything significant meaning
yeah,
or just him having fun. He did it on tour. People are like, oh, what is this? This is not like your old stuff. But then he's been coming out with albums like crazy, and then maybe like 6 months later he comes out with a Young Sinatra album, which is like kind of a callback to his old school stuff.
yeah,
So he knows what he's like. You know, he's just like, here's some of that. Here's something new. Here's something else. I love that. I respect that because it does keep you. It's refreshing, you know,
yeah.
and it does bring in like multiple fan bases. You know, there's some fans that he has right now that don't know his old school stuff, but they like maybe his book or his soundtrack or you know the Marshmello song, you know, something like that. So it would be dumb for you not to try new things because it's only gonna expand you even more. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly. And if people want to leave, like they don't want to be your friend anymore, it's like I don't want somebody like that to be a
right?
fan of me. Like,
Yeah,
like it's some like you said how they go and listen to the old music. That's what happened to me with Russ. I found him, and it's like there's no way I'm gonna be able to like listen to all his music. There's just too much.
right.
But like he like it's like if you his thing is different, which people are starting to catch on to now. Like a lot of people like we were talking about earlier, how people like it takes them a long time to start something.
Hmm.
That happens in music too, but even when they started already, they'll have music and they'll be like, I don't know if this is good enough. And they'll have like 4 songs out. Like no one could become like a huge fan of you because you only have 4 songs.
Right.
But if you have like 25, I could find you today and become you could become one of my favorite artists if I have 25 other songs to listen to
Right.
that you were like confident and you just put it out and you're like whatever.
Yeah, because they
Even
had
if-
like 3 songs or something.
And if I listen to a bunch of songs and they're like the same, I'm gonna stop at some point.
right.
By the 5th one, I'm gonna be like, all right. Like
This sounds repetitive.
I don't know. Like,
or-
but if I hear one like hip hop or let's say hip hop, Spanish, dubstep, house,
Uh-huh.
whatever, like I'm just gonna like be like, wow, like this guy's killing it and
Yeah.
everything. Like everything that I like.
That makes sense because if you're listening to like a playlist of this artist and then it's true, like by the 5th song it kind of feels like the same thing. You're gonna be like, okay, I get the point, you know. It's like I get it, you know. But if it is kind of like trying to keep it refreshing, every 2 or 3 songs it brings you back in.
It's kind of like if you're watching a show on Netflix. This happened to me with the show Dexter. I loved it, and then I didn't even finish it because I'm like, dude, the same thing happens to me. The same thing happens in every episode. He
Right.
killed someone
Yeah.
and like got away with it, and it's just like, damn,
Yeah.
like I wish there was something new here.
I heard
I
I
like-
heard that was an issue with Dexter. Like it was that show has like how many seasons? Like 7 or something? 8?
He's probably
Something like
8 or
that?
9.
And I heard it's very repetitive. Yeah.
I like one of my favorite shows on Netflix is called Trailer Park Boys. It's like crazy. Like there's not one show that's the same. You could say the only thing that they keep constant is that they go to jail every season at the end of the season, which is funny.
They have like a movie and stuff too, right?
Yeah,
The trailer,
but it's funny how like I feel like every episode is wild, and like you don't know really what's gonna happen in every episode, but they end it with them going to jail, and then the next season they're like, jail was awesome.
yeah,
Like, they
yeah.
love jail. Like it's like becomes an inside joke.
We've seen some episodes of that show. Remember
It's
that show?
so funny. I
that
hated
show's
it at first. My roommates watched it when I was in college, and I'm like, dude, like this show is so stupid. Like, no, they weren't roommates with me yet. It was just people that I was on the team with. My roommates at the time didn't watch it, and they would like talk about the show and like say inside jokes, and I'm like, dude, this shit's not funny. It's not funny. And then I started to I lived with them the next 2 years, so it would be on in the house, and I'd be eating breakfast watching it, and then I was like, damn, this is pretty funny. Like,
I saw a few episodes. It's one of those shows that you're watching it and you're not gaining anything from it, but it's just funny.
Nothing. You're not getting anything from it.
Like,
It's just hilarious. to me.
Yeah,
Like,
the drunk guy. We saw one.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
couple with the guy that's always drunk. What's
he's
his
drunk
name?
every day.
Yeah, like-
Leahy.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
almost all of them are drunk all the time.
It's
one of them. He's always like this. He never doesn't have a drink on him.
that's pretty
And
funny
like
though.
if he has to go a place that he can't take it, like he just doesn't go.
Yeah.
But
That shows that's a no, how long that shows a good amount of seasons, right? Like
10.
I don't know. It was sad. Like I wish there was more.
yeah,
Like,
and I know they came out with like a movie and everything.
yeah. But what's funny is like I like it keeps the quality of like the film gets better, but the old bad quality stuff is like it's better, like it's funnier.
Yeah.
And they're not like they don't have like that much makeup on. It's so much better. It's like authentic.
Yeah.
Like I feel like watching the show, it's like they like don't have that much money and like there's actually people like that. It's crazy. But like what's crazy is like you watch it and you know there's people like that and like there's still like you don't ever want to be like them, but it's like damn, like they live a life where they just like wake up and they kind of like have way less worries than us.
Yeah.
Like they don't have that many problems. Like they wake up and they're just like living in a trailer park. Like
It's true though. Like there's
Getting
people that
hammered.
literally live that lifestyle and they're satisfied.
chilling.
Yeah, they're
it's
satisfied.
like they're like it's almost like free. Like they're free. They don't have to go to work.
They're not worried about anything. Like
It's like-
it's kind of crazy, but
It's like
Yeah.
free. It's
Yeah.
like damn. I wonder how that would be like for like a week before I get
Yeah.
bored.
yeah, right? Because like for some people, seeing that is like, oh, how can you be happy like that? You know what I mean? Because every person is different. They see that like, how are you just happy being that way? But it's true. Like you meet people like that they're like, I guess minimalists. You know, like they're
Yeah.
just happy. Just that's it.
It's
Like
all they know.
Yeah.
Really. It's all they know. Like where I went to school in South Dakota, it was a small town of like 20,000 or less, probably way less, probably like 13, 15, I'd say. And like the people there, like it's like a high school in itself. It's
right.
like there's people that are super content, and I would just be like, how could you be content with this life? Like, but it's like they're fine. And then there's people that like they think they're like hot shit, and it's like, dude, you live in a small bubble of the United States.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're all like nothing. Like,
Yeah.
we're just one person, right? And it's like, but I hated more the people that like thought they were hot shit. Is like, dude, you think, like, if I don't think that way, you shouldn't. Like,
Right.
you live in this little bubble that you haven't seen anything else. And like, if anyone, like, you'd think that the guy from Miami would think that way.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this place sucks. Like, and I didn't. So it was like frustrating to see other people that were from there act that way. Like they
That's
thought they were
crazy.
like too cool to like do certain things, and I'm just like, dude, like live a little. I don't know.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. So
They were
so
like
you
stuck
were
up. Some of them.
you were like you lived in what, South Dakota, and when did you move here?
I'm from here.
Oh, okay.
And then I went to school in Minnesota.
Got you.
For 2
Okay.
years, and then South Dakota, and then 2017, I was done with you could only play for 4 years, and I came back.
Got you. Okay, because I thought you were from there and then came here. So I was gonna ask you
No.
like,
That'd be crazy.
yeah, like that transition, right? Because here I never been to South Dakota or any of these places, but I can only imagine like.
I learned that. I mean, anywhere I go, it's all different from Miami. I'd say the most similar place I've been to so far is LA,
Mm,
but everywhere else, it's like Miami's a different world. Miami's still a different world, even from LA.
right.
LA's its own world, I'd say too.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, I can't even call South Dakota. It's like crazy how that's like a state in the United States too with us. Like,
Yeah.
we're so crazy different. Like we're like another country.
that
Like my coach told us like, oh, like that life that you guys live, like that's not real life. Like that's insane. Like he thinks that.
that's
Like this
that's-
is my real life.
Yeah. Like
This over here in Minnesota is not real life to me. I don't
that's
know how they could live in
insane.
the winter like 8 months of the year. It makes no sense to me.
That's insane though. Like how I don't know. That's why it's so good to kind of like, I guess, just figure things out and like learn, like go to different places and kind
I'm
of
so
like
happy I did it.
get like perspective on things. You know what I mean? Because that's true. Imagine like just living there, like for example, like South Dakota or something, and you think like this is it, like this is what life is.
It is. They become. Look, it's not something that would make me happy. If it makes them happy, then
Yeah,
whatever.
for sure.
But
for sure.
they leave school and they go be a school teacher in elementary school. In
Right.
South
And maybe
Dakota,
just
and it's
'cause
like
they
that's-
didn't have that
they're
one-
cool with that.
Maybe because they didn't have that one trip or that one experience where maybe they went somewhere
It
else.
is for sure. I mean, some of them have, but and maybe it's just this happened to me because those are the people that gravitated toward me when I was there. But my best friends from college, I feel like they all, like, as much as I became a different person in college, they became a different person too. And they all like came visit here, and some of them, like, it changed their life. They're like, wow, like, this is like they low key want to live here,
Right.
but everything they know is over there. It's a tough like step. Like one of my best friends, he was like, I'm out of here. Like he moved to LA. Like he would
Wow.
come here if he could, if he could work here.
Right.
Like it's crazy. Like me going, if I never went over there, would that have happened? I don't know. Like,
Because it just gives you that perspective. That's so crazy.
It's so insane. Like it gives me goosebumps. Like when I would go to shows over there, like EDM shows over there, everyone for a fact that I went because they met me, because before that they didn't even know like
Right.
what that was. And I'd just be there like, wow, like this is normal to us for us to come to this show, but it wouldn't have been normal 2 years ago before I came here. It's insane.
That
Like
I don't know,
everything
man.
is so mind blowing. Like I wouldn't even want to know like what I would be like if I never went there.
Right.
Like if I just stayed here,
It's weird.
that's like, I don't know. That's like, to me that sounds like I don't know. I became like so much nicer over there. Everyone's nice over there.
Yeah.
And like I think about things that at the same time, like when you're younger, like it's different. But like I think about things I did in high school, like playing jokes on people, like
Right.
playing jokes on your boys. And I think about it like, dude, that was so, like, things that I did were so messed up, but it was so normal to us
Right.
that I would never do today. Like, that is so messed up. Like, no way I would do it. And I would think like, damn, like I hope I never like treated someone bad and like it just came out normal to me. Cause like,
And it affected them.
what if they think that's how I am now?
Yeah. That's crazy, right? That's why, like, that's why it's tough, like, with, especially with social media and stuff, all these celebrities and stuff, when they get judged for things they've done in the past
I know.
when they're really young. And it's like, man, that's tricky, like you just made a perfect example. Sometimes it's just something that you think like, this is what this is how it is, and it's fine.
You don't think it's a big deal, or you don't think it's mean.
Yeah. And then years later, you're like, I can't believe I did that. That's ridiculous. But then you can't change the past or anything. But like, think about these celebrities that people go on their Twitter and they scroll. Dude. It just happened to what was her name that you were mentioning it today, Josh? Camila.
Yeah. Hers is bad.
Yeah. It was like Tumblr stuff.
I feel like that's like on another level. Like,
yeah, it's pretty bad.
When I was 15, I mean, I was never racist. So
yeah.
When I was 15, I knew that you don't say words.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
You don't say things like that. And people were roasting her today. Like, when I was 15, like, I knew that was wrong. Like,
yeah.
Just like me. Like, I knew it was wrong.
There's some funny stuff on Twitter about
Same thing happened to Barreneche. Like, he did the same thing.
What happened with him? Because I saw there was like a... So everybody thought like he just got beat up for no reason, right? And I was like...
That's a whole...
I was like, that's weird.
Pretty funny.
I was like, go ahead.
I'm the perfect person to talk to about it, because the guy that was in the video is my godbrother.
Oh, what?
Like,
we got the scoop. We got the scoop right here.
I woke up and I'm like, and everyone's like, yo, he's in the video. I'm not even gonna say his name because he's like,
no, of course.
People know my name, even though people already know, but whatever. And like, he's like, oh, is this him in the video? And I looked, I'm like, dude, it is. He's not the one beating up the guy, but he's the second guy.
Gotcha.
But the other guy is his cousin too, which I know also.
Oh my god.
And like, I saw the video and they're like, dude, like, they jumped Barreneche. I'm like, this is weird. Like, he would not do that. Like,
right.
Something had to happen, because like, this looks really bad. And
there's two sides to every story, right?
It looks so bad that I was just like, I was like super bothered by it. I called him and I'm like, I was gonna be like, yo, you're an idiot. Like, why would you do this?
Right.
And he's like, bro, he's playing victim. This was before any of the other videos came out. He's like, he's playing victim. I'm like, all right, I believe you. Like, he's never lied to me. And then the next day, the footage comes out from the restaurant, and everything he told me is exactly what I saw in the video. That Barreneche started it. Like, my cousin is the one that he came back inside, and he started swinging at him. And I'm just like,
oh my god.
Like, to see like my god brother, like, he's family. It's like, that's like seeing my own brother get swung on. Like, it, like,
Yeah, of
I was
course.
like, dude, I wish I was there.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have been on the video.
So then what? Cause what happened with that? Because I knew for a fact, like when everybody was like, Brother Nature got beat up for no reason. It was just for. When I saw the video by itself alone, I was like, damn, that's messed up. Like, who would do that?
Exactly.
But I always
It's
had
so
that.
crazy.
For anything, I have that thing in my mind. I'm like, there's two sides to a story. When somebody just plays victim right away, I'm like, I don't know, man. That
He's
seems
lying
fishy.
so hard.
There's always a reason for something. That's my thing. Like, there's always
Yeah.
a reason. I don't think I'm gonna be standing there. It's very unlikely I'm gonna be sitting somewhere and a guy's just gonna decide to beat me up.
Yeah.
Like there's always something. A little remark. It could be anything small, but there's always something.
And when I say that I wish I was there, not to be like, oh, like I could have been in the video. It's like I wish I was there because like seeing my godbrother get swung on like that, like I would have gone nuts too.
No, yeah, of course.
So, but like it started because like they were my godbrother and his cousin were eating in the restaurant, and he came in with two girls, and that sandwich place, like you got to order at the bar after a certain time. They put up the tables, and he was like, nah, you guys are gonna serve me at this table, blah blah blah, like moving chairs around. And it's
we
like,
got
wow.
a diva in the house.
Like,
Brother
like,
Nature's a diva.
If I was there, I would have been shocked too. I'd be like, yo, I thought this was like the coolest guy. Like
isn't he like super sweet? Like he's like one with the animal kingdom or something.
I liked him a lot before this. Like what he actually is like so opposite to what he puts on social media. And like I don't doubt that he's done a bunch of great things. Like who knows?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Maybe he is a great person, and that night, whatever.
He had a shitty night.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't like him anymore.
No,
but,
of course.
Like, so then my godbrother and his cousin were like, they were annoyed already at like this whole commotion that he was causing.
But they just happened to be there, right?
Yeah,
or
they were in there already.
It was just pure coincidence that Brother Nature came in.
Pure coincidence.
That's so
like
crazy.
they had just came from a night out and went to eat there, and then my godbrother's cousin, he's like starts recording him like, oh, look at this guy, Brother Nature, like acting a fool. And then Brother Nature comes up to him saying, oh, delete the video. And it's like, bro, like you're asking the wrong people to delete the video. He's like I'm not deleting anything, like you're crazy. So then like they started bickering each other, and then they were like kind of like, oh, meet me outside then, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So they met outside, and that's when he got beat the first time, was outside. And then my godbrother and his cousin went back inside, and then that's when Brother Nature came back inside, and my godbrother thought he was gonna like come in to talk to him, and he just came in swinging, and then that's when like he got beat up again.
Wow.
It was like but the video looks like I literally thought like, why isn't Brother Nature fighting back? Like maybe he's doing it so he could like sue them, and like something really like they really did this for no reason. But like I don't know, like he was trying to act hard and then like not fighting back.
Yeah, I don't.
It was super weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because that's what I was thinking of. Like in one of the videos, he's literally just taking it, and did he realize like, okay, maybe I fucked up. I'm getting beat up. Let me just. I don't know.
He got beat bad.
Or maybe he knew like there was video and he was like already like, let me not swing so that it looks like a certain way.
But that's why no one, when it happened, the first video came out, like I feel like that's why no one, what's the word? Like that's why no one was helping him. That's what I was thinking too. Like, why? How come nobody helped him? But it's because everyone in there saw this guy.
He was being an ass.
Yeah, and like they don't like this guy. They're like, dude,
that's a diva move.
Bro,
that's a diva move to demand.
Like, I feel like it's not that hard to be a good person.
Like, a decent person. Like, a decent person. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be... But if you're already doing all this stuff, like, he does... What does he do? He, like, helps beach cleanups and all that. Yeah. He does, like, really nice stuff. So, that should, I guess, teach you how to, like, treat people correctly, right? I mean, if you're going into a restaurant or whatever, and they're not... What was it? That they just don't... They weren't serving at the tables anymore, only at the bar because of the time. And he was just like, no, I demand to have a table.
And there's no way that... Like, I believe that he was drunk for sure, but then maybe you shouldn't be drinking if you act like that when you're drunk. That's definitely not the first time. That's definitely not the first time you've acted that way.
Yeah.
Like, I know everyone reacts different when they drink, but like if I'm drinking, I'm an even better person.
Right.
And some people I know that are good people are cool, and when they drink, it's like I don't even want to be around them.
Yeah.
Some of them are my friends, and I'm just like, I don't want them to get that drunk because they start acting like an idiot.
Yeah, so some people get like either aggressive drunks or something like that.
It's so weird. I don't understand it.
Brother Nature, what's going on, man? What's going on, dude?
I don't know.
What's up with that, man?
Everything, like, feel like he's non-existent anymore. But it's probably because I just don't follow him.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think anything's gonna happen to him. He's just gonna go on about like I don't think anyone gets canceled anymore.
Social media, man. They care about something for like a day. The next
Exactly.
day they hear about a new burger at Burger King, and that's it. Like their attention is on that. And
Somebody could die, and you probably have like a week
yeah.
of people talking about it, and
Yeah,
that's
there
it,
was
it's
one
gone.
tweet I saw today. Actually, Brother Nature was like acting normal, and somebody's like, "Don't think we forgot." Somebody tweeted like, "Don't think we forgot." Or
I
something
love
like
how people are like taking jabs at him all the time.
Yeah,
It's
because
hilarious.
that's I don't know, man. That's
It definitely like messed with his reputation, but he has diehards that like are still defending him.
especially if you're like a public figure like that, right? You can't just be making a scene like that in public. Because what do you expect
Exactly.
people to do?
Exactly.
People are gonna record you and expose you. That's just the
I'm
way it
surprised
is.
it hadn't happened sooner.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So you can't be mad at someone for recording you when he's pretty popular. I don't know who he is
For sure.
like at all. I just saw like Brother Nature. Who's this guy?
Oh,
I
for
thought he
real?
was like a rapper or something. Yeah, and then I saw he's like, oh, he does cleanups, and everybody's like, he does beach cleanups. I was like, oh,
He
okay.
became popular through like doing videos of the deer that live around him, and like feeding them and talking to them and like giving them names. It was hilarious.
That's how he got big.
That's how I got big. It's
Joshua.
so funny, bro. Like,
Forget the podcast. We're gonna have to start filming.
bro, there's people that become famous off of smaller things.
Yeah,
like-
we have cats out there in the parking lot. Maybe we should start feeding the cats with the lady
Sure.
that feeds them, and
Anything could
that's
happen.
insane. So literally feeding animals and just like being one with.
Yeah. Am I allowed to curse here or no?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
All
yeah.
right. So like, there's another even smaller, like, thing was this white kid that I don't know where the hell he lived. It looked like a bad neighborhood. The kid that he claps up the other dude. He's like, all right, I'm gonna fuck with you, and he walks away. It's just a video of that, and it's like this white ass kid.
Oh, that
And with his
people use that as
pants
memes
sagging,
all the
he's
time,
like-
right?
The guy filming, he's like, how it be when you got that strap on you or some shit like that.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm fuck with you, and like it was just so hilarious the way he talks and like the way he is because he's so white and
Yeah.
and small, and just that 6 second like Vine thing became famous. I think it happened like a long time ago, but it just came up again now. And then like very early, I found his Instagram. He had like 20,000 followers or less.
That's
And
crazy.
that was like a month ago. Now he has 1 million. And he's going to Rolling Loud, like getting invited to Rolling Loud. All the artists are like taking videos of him. And it's like, and now he's rapping. And it's like, it's hilarious. Like, I pay attention to the music that he's putting because like, it's just so funny. Like, I said it to my friends. I'm like, yo, this kid's hilarious.
Dude, social media can
He got
literally.
a record deal already. He probably signed for like chump change.
Oh my.
And it's probably a terrible deal, but he got some money.
How old is this kid?
Dude, he's probably like 12.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
like or like 13, 14.
Oh my god. It's like that Catch Me Outside girl, right?
Yeah,
Didn't she get a bunch of like deals too? And she was like,
it's crazy.
she was. I think she was like at Rolling Loud as well.
Oh yeah, she's like, you could say like she's a serious artist now. Like everything nowadays is like so, like it's more fun and not serious.
Right.
Like it could be
It's
annoying
more
to some girl
ridiculous.
like that. Like I don't understand how anyone could go to like her show.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, it's like crazy. Like
It's ridiculous.
somebody
Like,
could say that about the kid that I'm talking about, and like if he was coming to Miami, like, and I had nothing to do, like, would I go? I don't know. It kind of be funny to see him in person.
So he didn't like demonstrate any like talents or anything. It was literally just a random video. Like, yeah, all right, whatever.
It was that video, and then
It just became a meme.
he made an and then he made an Instagram, and then like he started putting a bunch of videos on his stories to prove that it's him, and then like it just kept growing just because of that little video, and then he started putting up like you know what TikTok is.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
there's another one like called Thriller, and he would use that. It's exactly like TikTok, and him and his friend would do videos of them like rapping and smoking. Like this kid's like 13 smoking.
Oh my god.
It's hilarious, and
That
like
is
it's a little
insane.
catchy, and it's just so funny because the things that it's everything that he does is like, dude, you're like 12 and white,
That's what makes it.
and everything
yeah.
that he raps about is like bitches and fucking teachers.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, dude, no, you're not, but it's like so funny, and
Because
it's like
it's so ridiculous.
talking about like shooting people. It's so it's like funny because it's like
That's so crazy, man. It's crazy how social media, all you really need is the following. Like, if you could
The
just
attention.
go viral
you just need attention.
somehow, yeah, like the attention. If you can catch people's attention for a little clip, that one little clip, I always wonder about that, man. Like, there's so many memes of like people, right? Like
Yeah.
a clip of somebody saying something stupid but like that becomes so popular that if that actual person is true, like you take advantage of it, you make a brand for
Bro,
yourself.
It's the
Like,
Kardashian effect. Anything they've been in it for. I mean, like I feel like they took one opportunity and like ran with it. It's not like Kim Kardashian was some random girl. She was already
Right.
rich. So like I feel like you being rich and knowing like celebrities already, because your dad, like you're already around certain people. Like she was a regular girl. She might have never met Ray J.
right.
But like whatever that happened, that sex tape happened, and then like they ran with it, and like now it's to the point where like, dude, so many little things that they do blow up and go viral. Like Kylie Jenner, like saying, like forgot what she did, something.
Oh, her company, right?
No,
Like her-
something the rise. She said like rise and shine to her daughter, and it was like she
Oh,
did it in
yeah.
a funny way, and it's fucking viral. Like,
It's all over Twitter, yeah.
and it's like they've set themselves up for like it's easier for them to go viral. Like
yeah, it's
they're
like
on
her
TV
walking out
every
or
day.
something, right? Like singing something,
I think it
and
was
then
like putting her baby away in the crib or something,
that's fucking crazy.
or no, maybe it was like her waking her up because she's saying rise and shine, and that went viral. And I'm pretty sure when that went viral, like she's got more sales and just
More
attention and
followers.
attention on attention. Like she's a billionaire.
Yeah, she sold her company, right? For how much was it?
$1 billion, I think.
Nah, I think it was 600 million, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Bro, that's so nuts for half of it.
Dude, that's so insane.
And
I didn't know that kid got a deal there with that little like, dude. That's so crazy.
I want to know if there was other videos before that though.
Yeah, like maybe it's something that he's just been trying to do. But if
Or,
you're like
or
12
the guy
years old,
recording, I wonder if he had already been putting out videos, because like
yeah,
that doesn't happen if you have 0 followers.
yeah,
it's
that's
impossible.
the thing. That's the thing. Like, it's crazy, man. Because it's true. Like, you got to adapt to the times. Like, that's just how it is now, and you can take advantage of that and build your brand. You know what I mean? You can literally build a brand and a name for yourself just by a snippet.
Yeah,
A snippet of
bro,
something.
I feel like it's all a snowball effect. A podcast, music, anything, like you probably have a much better chance of going viral in your 100th episode than your 5th.
Right? Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's just keeps on going
Yeah,
and going
man,
and
and
going.
And especially like what I'm noticing now, the big thing now is the TikTok. TikTok is like
I
that
know, I
new.
want to figure it out, but it's like
That's
I
the
don't
new
really like
thing.
it.
Yeah,
But I
It's-
need to though.
I'm trying to figure myself out with it as well, because it works. That's the crazy thing. I'm looking at kids, and it's so bad, right? Like, it's so ridiculous.
know.
Like, there's some funny ones. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
one. What was the guy's name? That he did a public prank. Like, the public pranks are funny. He got like it's like this chubby bald guy. I forgot his name. But he got like these 2 big black guys, like trainers. You know, like these buff guys. And it was like the joke is like those are his trainers, and he's eating ice cream in public. And they're like, "Yo, Cuzzo, what you doing, man?" And they're like slapping him and beating him up, like, "You're training."
Like,
And everybody was like freaking out. Dude, that thing made me cry. Like, I watched it like 6 times in a row, each time I saw it, it made me laugh. And he has like 1 million followers, 2 million,
And
you know.
everything like that works. Like even the most cringe things, they work, and I'm just like,
That's something
how
that's funny.
do people watch this? But at the same time, like I have there's like these 2 twins that I know that I met through music,
Uh-huh.
and they do videos that if I didn't know them, I'd be like, these guys are idiots. But since I
Right.
know them, like it's so funny to me. Like I
Right.
just respect it. Like they don't care. They're like huge on TikTok, crazy, like a million followers for sure, or like 3 million. They're huge on TikTok, and they just do videos like that all the time, and like maybe it's just growing on me, or maybe it's because I know them, but it's like funny to me now. It's like,
Right, yeah.
yo, like there's nothing these guys won't do.
But that's the way you gotta be, man.
But I don't know if I want to be like that. Like
No,
I
yeah,
don't want
for
to
sure.
do like that's them, but I it's not me, so I don't want to do it. But
I know.
maybe if
No.
I tried it, but it's like I don't know.
I'm kind of stuck in that same like thing as well, because for sure to do that you gotta not care, you know,
Not care at
like,
all.
And there's some cringy stuff on TikTok. I don't know if you know like those Italian kids. There's like
What?
these Italian kids that just yell all the time in Italian. Like they claim that they're Italian all the time and whatever. So there's 3 of them, right? They're all cringy. It's really cringy. It's like 16-year-olds like because when you're in an Italian family and one is just really loud with the tank top yelling because I eat rigatoni and it's like crazy. It's it's so cringy and what I'm doing is I'm analyzing TikTok, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like let me see this kid's profile. 700,000 followers on TikTok.
The cringy stuff is like what blows up the most.
And what the good thing with TikTok is why I'm trying to just figure it out to use it is that you can link your Instagram and your YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a YouTube and I have an Instagram for this because like I want to use the TikTok for those, even though it's a lot of young kids, but if they can it's building that brand, like if people find their attention to, let's say whatever I can do on TikTok, I'm trying to find a way to put this in a format for TikTok. If they can find their attention with me on TikTok, right? I have my links. They can go on my YouTube or they can go on my Instagram. That just starts skyrocketing. Now they're listening to my podcast. Like that's the thing I'm trying to go for. Because I was analyzing, I'm like, dude, these Italian kids, one of them he has 700,000 followers, and I go on his Instagram, he's in the thousands already. And I go on his YouTube, he just started a YouTube. He has one video only, and he already has 3,000 views on it, and he has 3,000 subscribers, and he has one video. Like he just started YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the ratio, obviously, he has 700,000, and and that's him with one video. Imagine if he actually starts uploading on YouTube, it's gonna keep going up. So I'm like, dude, if TikTok has that influence on your other platforms, it's insane.
Just pay attention to what Gary Vee does on his. His TikTok is like my favorite one to look at, and like he doesn't put anything that's cringy. It's
himself.
What he literally does is does what he does on every platform. He has so much long format content and gets like the really good parts, clips, and
puts it on there, and it works
for like TikTok. Like you have a ton of now that you have the camera, you have a ton of content, and funny things are gonna happen.
Yeah.
Or motivational things or whatever, and you get that clip and you put it.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out because it's interesting, man, how TikTok it's like this wave, and because I'm the same way. I'm like, man, I can't like see myself doing this cringy stuff. It's hard.
I don't think you have to.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But it's like it's so simple what these kids are doing. It's so simple, but it's like, can I do that? Am I willing to like bring myself?
I don't think it's worth bringing yourself down.
That's the thing. You know what I mean?
For that, like it's like
it's
weird.
It's
like I could probably make. It's like if a girl was like I could work at McDonald's or I could be a stripper and I make more money.
Right.
They're probably not gonna go be a stripper.
Yeah. It's I don't know, man. It's crazy.
We could do anything right now. We could run around Miami naked and we would get so much attention, but we're not going to do it.
Exactly. That's a good point.
We're not going to bring ourselves
down.
And I don't even think I feel like the only way you're bringing yourself down is if it's not you. Like you can do the cringe stuff if that's you, but it's not me, and everyone that knows me knows it's not me.
Exactly.
They're going to be able to tell.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's crazy because Gary Vee is like a perfect example though, because he's getting what he already does. He's just formatting it for this platform, and it works. I saw one the other day where a kid recognized him in the street and was like saying hi to him, taking a picture. He's like, "Oh, you're that guy from TikTok," and he was like,
"That's insane."
That's how it works, and and he already has a fan base that don't even go on TikTok, and now he's gaining a fan base from TikTok too, and
a young one, which is good. I feel like a young crowd is like
following him is
I feel like obviously having all of them are good, but having the young crowd is like so good because they're gonna grow up.
It's the next generation.
Grow up knowing you.
Yeah.
So
that influence
stronger. Like you grow up knowing them. Like baseball players now, they're never gonna be like more of my favorites as the ones that I watched when I was growing up.
Right.
Ever. It's not even close.
Yeah.
You just stop. You kind of stop caring about certain things.
Yeah. It's true, man. Especially
Even artists a little bit
Mhm.
maybe.
yeah, man. It's crazy.
You're not gonna somebody that grew up on Michael Jackson, like no one's gonna top that for them.
Yeah, like that's their,
Like
I'm sure it's kind of like us with
it could be Drake.
yeah, or
Or
in sports like LeBron James or something. Like he's the
Yeah.
one that we've been watching for years.
I don't know if there. I don't know if I would like a basketball player more than Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade, another
He's like the
example right
perfect
there.
one.
Yeah,
There's like no one could come up in the Heat now, and like I would love them more than Dwayne Wade ever.
it's true. I mean, we literally grew up with
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade.
It's
You know what
so
I mean?
nuts. Like I remember like his first games,
It's crazy.
and they were like, "Oh, this guy's really good."
Yeah, I remember watching that. Man, what was that game? It was against. Was it the Bulls or like Phoenix or something? When he stole the last possession, he stole the ball. He made the 3-pointer.
I think it was against the Bulls.
The Bulls, right? It was like that runner-up three. I remember
Classic.
watching that, and then
Me
that's
too.
when he did the "This is my house" and everything. I remember watching that when I was young. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like what? I saw it, and it stuck with me. And then now we saw him retire, and
It
it's just
sucks. It makes me feel really old. Like all my favorite players are retiring.
I know,
Like once LeBron is gone, I don't even know if I really watch basketball.
I know. And basketball is going into a different. I don't know, man. Basketball. We were talking about this yesterday. I feel like basketball is going in a different direction, and I don't know if I'm liking it that much. I feel like
Like
it's
what?
too soft, and the referees are different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. The referees have lately, just been doing really bad. Like, there's times that it's well, I don't know if you saw the Heat and Lakers game
No, I didn't.
recently. There was was it 3 or 4 like non-calls from
Yeah.
that because the Heat lost by like 3,
Mhm.
and it was a close game, but those 3 points the Lakers got weren't supposed to be there because there was a double dribble call that they didn't call at all, and it was like Danny Green just dribbling, and the referee's like right there, and he like picked it up and he was gonna pass it, but the Heat defense has been really good, and he just dropped it again and kept dribbling, and the Heat players are like
Oh my God.
and they didn't call it. It's like with a minute left in the game too, like it's a close game. They didn't call it. They scored that possession, and then I think when we had the ball, Jimmy Butler got fouled twice in the last possession. He got a blocking foul from LeBron. They didn't call it, and he got fouled on the 3-pointer to try to tie it. They didn't call it. And the NBA came out saying, like, yeah, these were non-calls that they should have called.
That's the
And
worst.
that shit pisses me off. I'd
Yeah.
rather lose by a game, like, a dagger 3 or something than that. And then I'm not a big fan of, like, the James Harden type of players where it's like,
I don't really care for James Harden.
yeah, I don't like
I
them.
feel like the referees have to be more strict. I don't know if this is why they do it, but I feel like they have to because these guys are like stronger than ever before. Like
It's a good point.
it's like these guys are bigger than ever before. Like people say like I don't believe that like I don't really believe that much that it used to be tougher because
Mhm.
like the guys that were covering Michael Jordan were not like the guys that are covering LeBron. Like
Yeah.
the guys that cover Michael Jordan were all skinny and like.
It's a
like,
good
I don't know,
point.
they're not-
Yeah,
they-
it's a good
they're
point.
not the athletes that they are now.
Yeah.
It's like insane now.
It's just some things that I don't know. Like, what was that video you saw of Shaq? Like Shaq back then, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, like dude, like
Ruthless.
I love that.
Yeah, I like that too, but I don't know, like there's not really Shaqs anymore. Like,
There's not.
but I don't know if there ever was a Shaq before that either.
Shaq is Shaq.
Like he's
yeah.
like
The one thing that the one thing that I guess why I say that is like the shooters. I know you got to protect your shooters and stuff like that, but man, like the James Harden stuff, how he gets on the line for anything. Like
yeah.
I think there was a video of Steph Curry like guarding him without using his hands, and they still called a foul on him. Like there's certain things that it's like it's a little too much like in the foul calls. You know what I mean? I think like the Jimmy Butler call, he didn't get that 3-point foul call, and he couldn't like it's all the basic guidelines, right? Like you have to be able to land on your feet, you can't like touch their hand, the hand has to follow through. None of that, like all that was broken. But if it was James Harden, and sometimes James Harden just falls on his own, and
Yeah.
they're calling it right away. So I don't like how they're kind of pampering some players and then not, they're not consistent. I guess that's what it is.
For sure.
that's
if
what's-
I'm a referee, I'm giving LeBron all the calls because nobody wants to be on his bad side. Everyone wants to, like, they want LeBron to like them just like Jordan. They all
Yeah.
wanted Jordan to like them. Probably the same with Kobe.
That's what what was it that you saw on the like LeBron when he was dribbling, he was posting up Derrick Jones Jr.
Oh yeah, he was like posting up him. He was posting him up, and Jones was like actually playing defense. LeBron legit stopped posting up, looked at the ref, and the ref called the foul.
That's insane.
Dude, I love LeBron though. Like, it's so hilarious. Like the time that last week he picked up the ball and he like walked.
Yeah, he walked.
And
And
he just
everyone
kept-
was like,
And he
it's
just kept
so
going.
funny. And then like after that, like he was on the court and like he just
Oh, like
does-
barefoot. Wasn't he like
Dude, it
barefoot
was
on the
so funny, bro. Like he just
gets
does
away with anything.
and it's like it's so it's
he could
it's
kill a guy in
entertaining.
a court and just nothing would happen.
It's so entertaining. Like,
Yeah, like I think it was the Jazz game. I think that he did that. He was like
Yeah.
celebrating on the court,
It's
like on
so
the with no
funny.
shoes on.
yeah.
And the
'cause he gave him away.
commentators like, what is this? Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, they
And
didn't like it at all. I didn't think it was that. It's like I don't know. It's not that serious. Like this is entertainment. It's like,
I get that.
It's entertainment.
but
I mean, I don't know if being on the court with no shoes on is like a unwritten rule in basketball.
But
But
I think
It's, like,
they had
disrespectful.
a problem with it because it was during play.
yeah.
Because the Jazz players were trying to get the rebound. They're all fighting for the rebound while LeBron was legit on the court with no shoes on,
It's like-
like waving his towel on
It's
the
like,
court
come
while,
on.
while like they were trying to get the ball.
yeah,
Play. It
it's
was, like, during
it's
play.
disrespectful because he knows he can get away with it. So that's what bugs me, I guess. Because
Yeah.
like,
It's
come
hard.
on.
It's hard in basketball because like, how do you send? I don't know how you send a message in basketball to be like, oh, don't do that again. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like, if there's like in baseball, if there's any type of disrespect, they're gonna next time you go up to bat, they're gonna throw out your head,
right.
and no one wants that. Like, no one wants to get hit in the head. So like, they kind of like police each other. But
Yeah.
in basketball, like, I don't think they
It should
really
be like
do
hockey.
It.
They should just let them fight.
Oh, and in hockey,
but-
they let them fight each other.
Yeah, but basketball players can't.
In
punch for
football,
shit.
they can hit each other all they want. In basketball, I don't know if there's really anything they could do.
It's like they know
I mean-
they're protected.
Because if you do something like, I mean, you could hurt them in any other sport, but like basketball, like if they jump up and you hit them on the legs, like you could do something really bad.
yeah, for like those plays when
It's all really bad though. That's why the respect, like in those other sports, like stays. intact.
yeah, like the hockey games, man. When they just let them fight, it's pretty fun. It's just
awesome.
like, and then they. It's funny because, like, you want to see what people do when they do get the chance to just fight,
Yeah,
and they fight for a little bit, and then they're over it. It's like, okay, all right.
it's part of the sport.
Yeah, I don't know.
They have like enforcers, and the enforcers fight each other. Like I've watched the documentary on it, and they just like talk each other. Like they like, you want to go? Like, yeah, and they go. And like
That's
they
funny.
like I don't know. There's like certain times where they do it.
Yeah,
And they know they're getting put in the game for it.
that's
crazy.
interesting.
It's
yeah,
so, it's like, it's a
fun.
momentum thing. Like
We just went to a Panthers game and the guy did something and the teammate went up to him. And I don't know, it's just so calm. Because you know how basketball, everything's like, what? Like, let's go. Like, it's all this show, but then when it's time to fight, they're like,
yeah,
and then it's like one punch and then they're
Dude,
done.
they punch-
But in hockey, this guy just went up to him and he was like, he grabbed him and the other guy grabbed him
shit's
and the guy's
savage.
punching and then the other guy was just waiting for him to stop punching and he like punched him in the stomach and the guy went down and I was like,
punch him in
man.
the head. And
Like, these guys are serious about it, you know, and basketball is very flashy. Like,
yeah.
like,
I could-
oh, they're holding me back. I'm, you know, that's why I'm not fighting you. But then when they do get in each other's face, it's like,
dude, the way they punch is so bad.
in what in
In basketball.
Oh,
dude,
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
They
Yeah.
punch so-
they like try to grab people's face. Like
yeah,
and they punch like with like with their knuckles. They punch with this. So for
Yeah.
some reason they think by swinging like this they're gonna win.
that's why I wish, like, at least once a referee could just let them, like, just see where it goes. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
but
Just
then-
you
because
have like
I
the
feel like
Ron
it won't
Artest
go.
thing happen again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's the
but
thing.
the
Didn't he
Ron-
fight like a fan?
Hell yeah, they all fought
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah, because I think the fan called him like the N word.
Oh,
I think.
Oh, probably.
is that what it was? That's
Yeah,
happened with
yeah.
Westbrook too, right?
For with Westbrook I think someone said about it's like slavery or something.
That's messed up. Man.
Jesus.
You got some
I could
hardcore.
understand how they're like cool though, like the players once they argue, like how they're cool after, because I don't know, it's just like in between the lines, like you're not friends, but then after it's like,
Yeah,
there's like a certain respect, like
Yeah.
in anything.
it's
like,
just like that
it
competitive
could be,
nature.
it's literally in everything, like it happens in baseball,
Mhm.
every sport, even in music it happens with DJs. Like they play like certain tracks that
Mhm.
talk about like certain things, like, oh, I'm the best, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Or in hip hop, everyone thinks they're the best. Everyone thinks they're the best in everything.
Yeah.
if you don't, then you're like probably not that good.
Right.
But away from the game, like everyone has like a respect for each other. Like I could get on and play a DJ set, and I could play a song that says I'm flat out the best DJ in Miami, and I could think that, but that doesn't mean that like I'm gonna like disrespect other DJs when I'm with them. Like I still respect everyone.
Yeah, it's like
else.
setting the ego aside or something, or still having like the
It's
humility.
like
to
when
understand.
I'm playing, I'm like, this is gonna be the best thing of the night. Like I'm gonna murder you guys.
Right.
But when it's done, like it's done. Like, and
Yeah,
like
that
I
makes
could
sense.
like I feel like athletes can admit if somebody else was like better than them that night or something like that. Like
Yeah, but in game, it's like no.
yeah,
Jimmy Butler's kind of like that. He's like, no, I'm the best player there is. I deserve this. And
you have to think that.
it's infectious though. Look at the rest of the team now. Like the rest of the team is like, they're following his lead, and we're playing really good right now. We're what, second seed
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
So it shows you how like the attitude, and it's
Because he has that
contagious.
winning mentality. Like I cannot be like around a losing mentality. Like no matter what I do, like it could even be like I'm playing softball. Like I can't be like I feel like that loser mentality is like sickening. Like it's like it hurts me. Like
Yeah.
I
It's
can't.
like, oh,
be
we're gonna
around it.
lose anyway.
Or no, like they just don't care. Like I know how to lose. Like I'm not a sore loser, but I can't take like just certain things like being okay with it. Like I'm not okay with it.
Right? Yeah. Like
But I could take it, but I'm not okay with it. Like it's like I even like that's how I feel like that translates into like so many other things like in life. Like you don't want to be around losers. Like
yeah.
you don't want to be around drug addicts. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
you start to cut people off, and like I've been seeing like I've been realizing now like it's crazy how people like become famous, and they're like some people say they became famous and they don't talk to any of their like the old people that they used to hang out with. And like I feel like if you're like somebody saying that, like you got to evaluate yourself. Like why would he not talk to you anymore? Like what value did you bring to his life? Because like if you become a celebrity, famous athlete, famous DJ, whatever, like you have a new type of people around you all the time. You're like at an elite level,
Right.
and you're not gonna be hanging around with the same people all the time, getting drunk, like getting hammered at a park or something
Right.
on a Friday night. Like I don't know. It's just certain. It sucks because it happens. I feel like it happens more gradually than anything. Like like myself right now. Like I could see like there's certain people like I don't want to hang out with that person anymore. Like they're just like not changing. They're not getting better. And I try to help. And if they don't like, what I say is that you can't take everyone with you. That's the best thing I could say.
Yeah.
Like if you're not gonna grow with me, like you're just gonna get left behind.
Yeah.
Like
It's
it
true though.
sucks.
That's the best way. Like it makes
I
so much
love
sense.
it though when my friends grow with me. It's amazing. Like there's even been some people that I'm like, damn, like I don't know if this friendship is gonna last. And then it just like clicks, and they just start to grow with you.
It's a good
It's
feeling. It's a good
super,
feeling.
It's super good because you want to stick with the same people forever.
Yeah.
But like, dude, I don't have the same friends. I mean, I have maybe one or two same best friends from high school, but everyone else that's like my best friends are new from college and above.
Yeah.
And I hope these guys stick with me forever, and I think they will. But dude, there's people that we were cool with in high school that are just
Yeah.
yeah. If I see you, we're cool, but I'm not like trying to like hang out with
It's
you
like-
like on a daily basis. Like they just have like a different mentality. Like your mentality might like, oh, we gotta go out this weekend, and my mentality is like, I don't have to. Like I gotta grind.
Yeah.
Like I gotta put in work. Like I'm not. My life goals aren't to go to Wynwood every weekend.
Right.
Like I want to go to Ibiza
Yeah.
or every country, and they're not on that. So like
It's interesting, yeah, because like, yeah, it's a different level at some point. It
people
feels like
people like to say also like in anything in any industry, oh, it's who you know, right? But I feel like you get to know those people by you get better at your craft. Everyone like when I started, I didn't know anyone that did music. I didn't even know another DJ when I started, and now it's like they're all DJs and artists, all the people that I know. And that didn't happen like just by random. It happened by like me getting better and like learning about everyone. Like I found out like every local DJ in Miami, I found out about who all of them are. And then I was like, you start with like a little show. Oh, I play this one. Oh, I gotta be on point. Like this is the first time they ever see me. And then like that was me last year. That was like my first year of like putting out music, and I started to play shows here, and like I look back on it, and like those people that I thought like, oh, I gotta like impress, dude, they're still in the same place, and like I don't even care about those people anymore. I'm onto like more and bigger. You just get bigger and bigger, and you meet important people that way. Like it's like a ladder.
Yeah.
And I'm there to be on the ladder to bring you up, but if you're not sticking your hand out, like
Yeah.
you're just gonna stay there.
That's like literally the best way to put it, because it happens, man. Like even for me, like there's different things or people that you see it, and it's like, man, it's just like it's a shame.
It's
but
super shame.
It's just like it's just that's it. Like
It's
it's
like,
two
I just
different
wanna tell
mentalities.
everyone, like, dude, if I could do it, like anyone can.
Yeah.
Right? That's what everyone says, but it's so true. Like
It's the thing, right? Like
we
the
weren't
pattern.
born being good at this.
Yeah, like the pattern is there. Like if you read up on any person, like the formula and pattern is there. It's just like you gotta like grind for it. You gotta do your thing and just keep going, and it'll the networking and it'll all get there. But you just gotta do it, And it's like such a simple pattern. Like there's no shortcut to it, but it's just by doing it. It's like what you were saying. Then you meet one person here, and you meet another person there, and then
it's
next thing you know, that person maybe was meant to meet you for this time, and then now you're over here, and
I know
it's like this ladder.
not everyone can make it to the top like with you. It sucks, but forgot what I was gonna say, but damn, it's completely spaced out.
That's cool, man. It'll come back to you. But it's a good point. It's like you said that perfectly.
That like a lot of people like they make excuses.
Mm.
A lot of people make excuses about time, and I know everyone has different time.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has their own bills, problems, right? And people always tell me like, "Oh, you're so lucky," and it's like,
You're so lucky.
I'm lucky. Like, yeah, I feel like everyone we know is lucky. Is very lucky to a certain point. We live in the United States. We're lucky.
Yeah.
Already. Most of us, we had parents that put a roof over our heads. We're super lucky in that. But like, when I say like people come up with excuses, I'm really talking about like people that are either like that they grow up with the same things as me or better, and they're making excuses for themselves. Like people used to say like I used to not work at all when I first started producing last year, and I just didn't work at all. Like it was super hard. Like my girlfriend got me to get a job. Like I was never gonna get a job because I was like, this is all I gotta do, make music, and I don't care. I'll friggin' be a bum until I make it. But like people would tell me like, oh, you're so lucky. Like I just don't have time to like make music, and it's like, dude, like I chose to not have a job.
Right.
Like I'm super lucky that I could live in my mom's house. That's what I'm lucky about.
Yeah.
But you're living in your mom's house too. I don't know if you have the bills to pay, but like I just feel like if like I chose everything that I did, I'm not lucky. I chose to not work.
Yeah.
Right now I work too. My girlfriend finally got me to work, and it was actually like super beneficial. I'm like more productive now than I was before.
Right.
And like now I can't even think of not having money in my pocket. Like that's just insanity. Like it's not comfortable.
Especially with like music, right? Because music is you. Like when you're making music, like the only person, like you can't blame anyone else if you're not doing anything. The only like it's all on you. Like go and make your music. It
was like telling me that I'm lucky is like it's almost like a disrespect. It's like, dude, like you don't know what it was like when I came back from college, and I was like I was already DJing like in college, but now it was time for me to start making music because I'm not gonna make it in electronic music, but without making music. Like you have to. Yeah. So then I'm there, and I'm coming from sports where practicing baseball is so fun. I did it all the time, and it was like a guilty feeling because it's like, oh, this is technically working hard, but to me, it was like not hard. Like, well, like there's a lot of things that were hard. Yeah, super hard. But practicing every day was fun. Right. And then sitting down and making music every day was not at all. I didn't know what I was doing. And you're just there, and it's like so mentally like taxing and discouraging. I would start making music, and I was just like, dude, I don't know what to do. And I'd go and play video games. I'm not even a video game guy. And I just go play my brother's PlayStation. And then I'm playing the PlayStation, and I'm like the whole time I'm like, I'm eating shit. Like, I don't have a backup plan. This is all or nothing for me, and I'm here playing video games.
Yeah.
So it was like little by little playing like less of going to the video games and more of I just gotta stick through it. And every time you stick through it, it feels so good when at the end of the day you come out with something. So then I start I'm always like trying to better myself, right? And I'm like, oh, like reading about like, oh, having a routine is good. So I just made a routine for myself. I gotta learn something new every single day about music. Like try yoga, meditation, everything. I did it all. And like I don't do yoga and meditation anymore because I felt like it was a waste of my time. Like I didn't feel like I got anything from it.
Mm-hmm.
But the learning something new every day is like so crazy good. Like I have to find something on YouTube to learn something new about music every day before I start making music. That takes like 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So then like I'm always getting better, like for a fact. And now I don't even think about like playing video games. I never comes to my mind. I might do it like every once in a while. Like I'll go through a phase where like this week I'm actually, it's happening to me this week. Like I'll make music for like 3 hours and then I'll take a break and go play like a game, like a video game for like an hour and then I get back to it.
Right.
But it's not like before, like I was just like doing it to avoid something.
Yeah.
But like it was not fun in the beginning. But what's crazy is that I never experienced that in baseball because I was 3 years old when I was learning.
Yeah,
so I don't remember that. I don't remember when I sucked. It's crazy. Like I don't remember it at all. I do remember like having like bruises on my knees from the balls hitting me in the legs when I was like 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's it. As long as I could remember, like I was already like good.
Right.
But here I'm 24. No, I was like 23, 22. Learning how to make music and I suck. I still feel like I'm not that good.
Right.
But if I told that to like someone else that listens to my music or another artist, they'd be like, dude, shut up.
Yeah.
That's how everyone feels.
Yeah. I know exactly how you feel because it's like for me, like I feel the same way. I'm like working on it still because like for me, like I like filming stuff, right? But it's like, okay, I have to film something. Nobody's gonna hire me to film something for them. So I was like, okay, I gotta write. So writing is kind of like that weakness of mine. People tell me I've gotten better with it. It's like what you're saying. Like you feel like it's like not good or something. Like you're kind of like, oh, I don't know. And then people are like, no, dude, like what are you talking about? And then but like when you like push through it and you do it and then you film it. Cause like the thing is you got to write it. You got to think about it. Then you got to write it. Then you film it. And like the whole time it's like, oh, this is not going to work. Cause like with filmmaking, it's so interesting. And then it's good to like listen to like the people you admire, you know, cause they're like, it's going to feel like it's a disaster the whole way through until you see it done and you put it out and it's going to feel amazing. So it's like with me, it's like, fuck, I don't have actors, right? I'm like, oh, he helps me all. He's like literally my only actor. So if you see the short films and the skits that we do, it's like him. It's either him or me, but he's like my actor. So I was like, okay, I got to write based off one person or like, what can I do? And it's like, what do I have? I have this, this place and I have whatever. I have a car. So it's like, you have to write it. And when I write it in my head, I'm like, oh, damn, like, okay, like, let's see where that can get me. And I'll send it for feedback. And it's like, oh, it's really good. Okay, fine, whatever. But then it's like the filming. And then it's like, when you're filming it, it's just never, you think, like, it's hard. I don't know, because it's so weird. It's like different little pieces. But it's just until you put it all together and see it as a whole, when it kind of hits you, you're like,
it's
oh,
so
damn.
Satisfying.
Yeah, because when you just see your footage, like just film footage with no music, no anything, you're like, oh, God. It's like, it's like seeing a home video or something. Yeah. You're like, oh, fuck. I'm like, damn. Like, remember for Drift, we were like, oh, my God, I was like, this is not going to work. Like, this is my first short film. Like, what am I doing? But then I was like, okay, fuck it. So I told him, let's just film it. And I finished it and I started editing it together. And then I started adding the sound effects. And when I started adding sound effects, I was like, okay, like this is looking like something. So I added, because there's so many layers to it. And then I add the sound effects and then.
It sounds like making a song. It sounds exactly like it.
Yeah, right. I'm sure it is. It's just, there's like because like I'm sure with music, it's like you got to have, you don't just think of all the sequences at once. It's like you add one thing and you're like, wait, but what if I throw this in there and you throw it in there and then it makes one
stop of like, let me see how this sounds.
Yeah, and then all the layers add up to like one thing.
Yeah, and what's crazy, I used to think like when I was a kid, I used to think like how does somebody make music? Like, how do they think like of these sounds?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's crazy that I used to think about that, and now I do it. But it's like it's like infinite. Like there's like an infinite. Like, you're never gonna know everything. It's too much, and like you're putting all these layers of things, and then like you don't only have to put the layers in, but then you gotta. It's like a box. Like, picture there's a box, and you gotta fit things in it to make it full. Like, the song's not gonna sound good if it's not full. So like, imagine the box is not full, it's not gonna be good. And then like, you also have to put the box with a top on it. So like, you could put all these layers in it, but if it's too much, it's gonna sound like shit.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta like limit it too.
Like that balance.
Like it's like almost like Tetris. Like, everything's gotta. If these frequencies are clashing with this other sound that you have, if they both have the same exact frequencies, like, it could be sounding bad.
Yeah.
So you gotta like take out from this one and like let this one shine. It's like so insane. Like,
it sounds really like complex. It's like everything has to
never
complement.
knew that music was like this hard to make. I thought it was just like
it sounds really hard.
I thought the hard part was like coming up with the sound to put in the songs. That's like the easy part.
Because you got to make sure like everything complements each other, right? Because it's like
some certain things got to shine. Like, it's like
if you have too much of like different things, it just has to flow. It has to
just
flow.
like anything. There's no shortcut. Like, it's just the more you do it, the better you're gonna be, and that's the only thing you can do. Just do it more and more and more.
And that's the thing. Like with the first short film we did, I was like fuck, like, you know. And then when I saw it done, to me, I was still like freaking out. I was like, I don't know if I should post it anywhere. I was like, I don't know. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Just whatever. And I put it on the YouTube, 'cause, like, I'm using the YouTube now to like have, you know, the short films, and we do like comedy stuff as well. But I didn't like, the comedy was like my scapegoat. You know, I was like, oh, this is funny anyway, so nobody can really say it's bad because it's meant to be funny and it makes people laugh, which everybody laughs.
I feel like if it's supposed to be funny, I mean, I don't know about making a film, but I feel like if it's funny, it doesn't matter. Like,
oh yeah, no,
like,
definitely.
That's like the most important part. The idea is way more important than the technical stuff.
Yeah. So like that's why I guess that's what I was scared of, right? Because like comedy is like a safer route, at least for me, because I thought of funny stuff all the time, and we would film like trailers, like movie trailers, but they would be serious, so I'll shoot them super cinematic. Yeah. And that was my practice, but I made him ridiculous. Like, we did a dramatic trailer with the music and everything, but it was about him, like, somebody getting the last slice of pizza, and he was, like, going on a rage in the house about... So it was, like, really ridiculous, and people loved it.
Content right there.
And people were, like, you know, crying. I remember showing it in a class once, and they were like, dude, this is hilarious. But for me, it was practice of, like, getting my shots, like, just filming how I wanted it to, like, cinematically, but... keeping it safe by making it ridiculous and funny, because I was always scared of doing something serious and then people not liking it and like laughing at it. That's like the fear for anything, right? Like, and so eventually I was like, I have to, like, what I always wanted to do was like serious stuff as well. So and that's when I did the first short film, and then I just started doing it, and that's like always the fear. But then the feedback was coming back. I was like, oh, like people are like, oh dude, like that was actually... Because people are so used to my funny stuff, they're like, wow, like, wait, like, you guys did this? Like, this is so, you know, like, good or whatever. I was like, yeah. And then when we did our second short film, I was like, okay, I did, like, a drama here. I'm going to do a horror film now. And we just finished one, like, a month ago, like, a short horror film. We filmed it in here. And it was, like, kind of easier for me. Like, going, like, I still felt like it was... I went through the same process of... oh, this is not looking good. I don't know. It's always that process, like, oh, I don't know, until when you start piecing it together, and it was easier this time around. I wasn't as frustrated as the first time, and then it actually came out better because my sound came out better. I used the sounds to, like, make the soundtrack, because I was actually doing soundtrack for myself, like, on GarageBand. I was, like, making a soundtrack, and I've been playing with it, and I was making different soundtracks, but I was like, I don't even think I need that, because I started mixing the sounds, like, you know, like what you do. It's like you mix a sound, like the sounds have to blend together so it sounds good. Obviously, for movies, it's not like a whole song like what you would do, but it has to give off an emotion or something. Like, it's got to make the person, like, it's got to click with the person. So I was like, So when I was mixing the sounds and it worked with the scene, I was like, oh shit, like I didn't even need to use music or like
Yeah.
you know.
But
And
what sounds would you get?
I used there's like a website for filmmaking where it's just literally it's just sounds. Like it's not even like music type of sounds. It's
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even know how to explain it. Like
Because you could get, I mean, there's a website that I use called Splice.com, and it's like endless amount of samples,
okay.
and they have a lot of like, dude, like I feel like it'd be good for you to use it. Like there's,
I'm sure they have like
ton
soundtracks
of
or something.
sounds. You can get like real life sounds, any sound you can think
Oh,
of
okay.
that's ever been recorded. You can get a sound from there, and like great like sound effects that you could do anything.
Okay.
You can make a movie trailer, anything.
Yeah, because that's like I forgot what website I was like something sounds. I got it from like a film class that I took, and I was using that, and it's literally like such subtle sounds. But then I was just using it over and over, and then you just implement you add an extra something here, and it just added to the and it
Yeah,
felt
yeah.
easier for me, and then that's the thing. Like each time you do something, it's gonna feel easier and it's gonna get
For
better. It's gonna feel hard at the moment, but then it comes out
It's
even
like
better.
second nature now. I don't
I
even
get-
think
I bet.
about it. I just do it.
Is that the office phone?
It works.
So yeah, man, that's the thing. Like each time you do something, like you're gonna get better at it, and that's one
Yeah.
thing. Like for a fact, like if you were to go on my YouTube channel and see the stuff that we've done, like you'll see some like our comedy skits starting from like a few years ago, and you watch like the first one, and you just keep watching on the each one got better
Exactly. That's the
and better
best.
and better, and then you see the short film, and you're like, and it's something else entirely. But then the first short film, and the second short film, the second one was better than the first, and that's like one thing that I'm proud of. It's like I'm getting better.
For sure. That
So,
always has to happen. And then
that's
I
the
feel
thing.
like you'll get to a point where you're like, everything from this point on, it's always good. But you're still getting better, but it's always good now.
Yeah,
And I feel like
weird.
a lot of people, they get better and then they delete the old stuff. And it's like, dude, like you got to leave that there. Like somebody could go now and see like, I don't know, whatever the most famous filmmaker is.
Mhm.
Imagine if you could like still go on YouTube and see his first things that he did, and you're like, wow, like this is possible. Like this is me right now.
That's
And
exactly-
he was there.
Yeah, there's some directors that they show like online. You can find their short films or something, and when they were kids, and it's like,
It's probably crazy.
yeah, and it's like wow, like that's kind of like what mine's used to look like. 'Cause I've been doing like little short films since I was like a kid, dude, and
Yeah.
those were awful. Those were like with like my mom's phone, and he was
That'd be
like,
so awesome to go back and look at.
Yeah.
If they're like a fan of you.
because I would use I remember it was like a SWAT. You were wearing like the SWAT vest, and then it was like a shootout in my living room, and then but obviously I didn't have anything, so I was using a toy tank, and I was hitting the those little toy tanks, and you hit the button,
Yeah.
it's like shooting, and
Yeah.
the do 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 do. So I had my sister holding the tank, pressing the
crazy.
button, and him like
That's
like
crazy.
shooting, and that was our sound effects, and then. It was like 30 seconds long with my mom's. At the time, it was like a Motorola phone, those
Yeah.
little ones.
A razor or
Razor or something like those one of those. And yeah,
That's
at the time I was like, oh,
nuts.
dude, that's so because I would just copy whatever I saw in the I think Transformers 2 was coming out at the time, and was it you or me that was acting that it was somebody kidnapped my sister and they wanted money for they wanted to negotiate. We won like $1 million or something, and I had the camera like super Hollywood, like going around his face like that, and then I had the soundtrack from the Transformers movie, like the trailer, like those you would probably know what the sound is called, like those escalation sounds that they do, like the and then like the trailer of the movie or something. I would use that.
super easy to make.
Yeah, right. For me, I don't know where to find those things. Like, how do the people do that? And then for you, that's probably like super simple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like so. And that sound to me was like amazing, right? So I was like, I don't know where to find that. I don't know how to do that. So I just played it from the trailer and then like moving the camera
That's
all at the
funny.
same time. And
You should post that if you still have it. You should
I
post it
definitely
when-
don't. That was man, I was like 5th, 6th grade.
I like having like the old stuff there. Like even
I
my
wish, yeah.
Instagram, I didn't even like make a new Instagram when I decided. I mean, I did at first when I was like, okay, I want to be a DJ. I made a new Instagram. Like I was gonna keep everything separate, But then like after like a couple years, I was like, no, like right when I started making, cause like just DJing, it was totally different from when I started making music and putting it out. It was like, it's night and day. Like no one knew who I was to like when you put out music, everyone in like the United States could go and look at it. It's crazy. But I made my regular page. I'm like, dude, I'm a DJ now. Like this is me. If you don't like it, if you don't like me anymore, then you're gonna follow me, right? So like I like having all my old stuff there, like from when I made my Instagram, probably my junior year of high school. And I can't wait for the day that somebody finds me like in 10 years from now and they scroll down and they see like, oh, this guy like didn't do anything of music. He was just a baseball player, just like me. And like
it's crazy,
big
right?
time. And like, cause a lot of artists, their profiles are just like, they're clean, like everything's professional. And I want to keep that history there, like people to look at.
It's like a timeline. You're literally seeing like the
story.
rise. Yeah, your story. It's like, crazy how social media is basically that.
It's like, I don't want it to be perfect. It was.
Yeah.
I wasn't always a DJ. Like when I find new artists, I like to scroll down and see like, damn, I want to see like them DJing in front of like 4 people, and see what they used to like be like.
It's so it's
see
interesting.
It's fun to watch like the progress. Oh, when's the first time something big happened to them, and they posted first big show like.
It's true, man, and it's weird. I had that experience following Logic, the rapper.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I saw him in concert, it was years ago. It was at Revolution Live, like that bar club.
Yeah.
That's the first time I saw him. Then the next time he came down,
That's
he
like
was
tiny for him now.
Yeah, and then the next time I saw him, like maybe a few years later, he was getting bigger. It was at Bayfront Park.
That's awesome.
So I was like, okay, I went to that one, and then just recently we saw him again, and now he's bigger, American Airlines Arena.
That's like the best thing ever.
It's
Following
so
an artist
weird.
from their like there's an artist that I've been following since he had like 500 followers on Twitter. I mean, there's more of them still that happens, but like this one specific one, his name is Keizo, and like I've followed him since he was like 500 followers, and just watching him. And when I found him, like I said, like when I found him, he had like 15 other songs on his SoundCloud already, and it was all fire. I was like, dude, this guy is amazing, and I followed him from that day. That was like 2015, and now he was playing. He wasn't even big enough to like play. Dude, I don't even know if he was touring that much yet. Like he was like he came to Miami. You know what DJ Carnage is?
Yeah.
So like Carnage came here. That's how I found out about this guy Keizo, because Carnage played a song in Life in Color. The first song he played, and I'm like, dude, what is that song? So I looked it up, found out that it was this guy Keizo's song. So then I went. Then that summer, Carnage came back to Miami, and he's like, oh, this is Carnage show, and then they have like 4 DJs playing under that are smaller, and Keizo's one of them. I'm telling everyone, like, dude, we gotta. It was 2 nights. I'm like, dude, we gotta go the second night when Keizo's playing. No one wanted to go, so I didn't go. Like, this was earlier. Like, I'll go anywhere by myself now. I don't care if you don't want to go. But at that time, I wasn't gonna go if my friends didn't go. So I'm like, I missed out. Dude, like, they didn't know who he was, and now he's like on a level where he's headlining Ultra Music Festival.
It's
Everyone
insane.
knows who he was. Like, I remember like the first time seeing people talk about him on Twitter. Like the first time seeing people I know talk about him, I'm like, holy cow! Like, they know who he is.
It's insane.
Not everyone knows who he is. Like, it's like
That's
I knew about him
crazy, dude.
first. Like, it's like an accomplishment. Like,
it's you're like that proud fan or something.
I'm super proud. Like,
yeah,
dude,
that's insane, man. It's so, and that was in a matter like what, a couple years maybe or something, or because you said that was 2015 when you first started.
Yeah, and 2019 now he's rich, touring the world, playing Ultra. He started making music in 2012. That's not that long ago.
That's
so that like, and like everything about him, like, it was perfect. Like, he is my favorite artist. He was a hockey player before his whole life, until he went to college. I don't know if he played in college at all, but then he became a producer, like, out of nowhere. And it was like, dude, like, and then his personality, like, when people talk shit to him and like the Instagram comments, no, like on Instagram Live, he would like talk shit back. He's an athlete. He's a hockey player. Whenever he talk shit to you, like, and I would be like, dude, I fucking love this guy. Like, he's so confident, and like, he's like,
that's awesome.
he's like me. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I loved. So like, that makes people love you more. Like,
that's
but like, if he would have like disregarded the whole being an athlete thing, like not said it to anyone, like, that would have been one less thing. Like the fact that I knew he was an athlete made me like him.
yeah.
Like a lot more.
the fact that you get to really know who he is and like where he came from and kind of his story.
Yeah, I feel like everybody has like their things. Like there's other artists that have like, oh, they do like kung fu and like people. I mean, I don't like it. I don't care about it. So like when I like, there's another artist named Lebeck Luke. He does like kung fu classes and things. And like when he makes videos about it, I'm like, skip. I don't care about it.
Yeah.
But people that love that, they're just like, they're probably like, oh my god, like this is amazing.
It's true.
So I want to do like something like, I got to do something like that, and that involves like baseball or softball, something like that. Like,
because there's always those people that
dude,
it attracts them. You know, again, it's so crazy because he's like one of like my favorite artists. He's so relatable. Like Logic, he loves gaming. He loves
it's
movies.
Funny. Like they love everything that you love.
Exactly. And he just recently did like a live stream on Twitch playing, and he likes the same games that we like, and. Like, and he loves movies. Like, his music is influenced from movies. Like, he loves like Tarantino stuff, like Kill Bill. I don't know if you've seen those movies.
I haven't seen Kill Bill, but I've seen like,
you know, like Tarantino. He's like huge.
The last one with
Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
That people don't like, but I loved it.
Oh, amazing.
It's like crazy, so crazy.
Amazing.
I love true stories too. I know that his ended different than the real life one, like the real life story.
Yeah.
But I saw that, and like I didn't know about the real life story,
Uh-huh.
but since I watched the movie, I mean, like Leonardo is like one of my favorite actors, so
Amazing.
automatically I'm gonna watch it. And it had Brad Pitt, fire. So like, and then like the whole like Hollywood and like
a
like,
day in Hollywood
like,
or something.
LA thing, like I just love that like type of stuff. And like I thought the movie, like the way it ended, I'm like, dude, that was ruthless. And then I looked up the real story. Crazy.
I love that. It was
Even
like
worse.
him saying like "fuck you" to the people who did it, you know, like, and he kind of rewrote history. You know?
Even worse than and it's crazy. Like people actually thought like that. Like hippies were like,
Yeah, man.
like, what was it that she said? She said something in the car that I was like, wow. Like,
Oh, about like they taught us how to kill, man, or something like about the celebrities.
it was
and
something
the actors.
like that. Like they taught us how to kill.
Let's
And then,
kill
like,
those who
it's-
taught us how to kill.
Yeah, something like that. I'm like, dude, people probably thought like this.
That's
like,
how that shit was. Yeah, like the Charles Manson, the cult, and all that.
dude.
I love that movie,
And
man.
and looking at all like the pictures of the real thing, like, whoa,
It's brutal.
super brutal. And then like seeing the girls smiling, going to court.
It's insane.
That's evil, man. They should have killed them all.
That's why I loved how in this movie he was just ruthless. He was like,
Hell
you know,
yeah.
and he rewrote history. And,
Freaking got killed by like a dog.
yeah, man, that was so badass. I always say this story. We saw the movie in L.A. In
Wow.
that theater. You remember that shot when all the lights are turning on, the Cinerama theater?
No.
In the movie, it shows up in the movie. It's very quick though. Right before the ending, when they kill the hippies, right before that, it like the music comes on from the Rolling Stones, and it's displaying all of L.A. and the movie theaters lighting up. And one of the theaters in the movie, we got to see it there.
What's it called?
Cinerama. It's called
Oh.
and it's like it was like white, red, and blue colors,
Yeah.
and it would light up, and so it came out in the movie, and we got to see it there in that actual theater, in like 70 millimeter format, which is like film format, like old school, like iconic stuff. So it's like a movie.
Like when the lions
Tributing-
shoot up out of nowhere, like if you're watching like from a projector. I mean, what is projectors,
Kinda,
right?
kinda. It's
They're
like
all-
it's like the big screen, and it's in a dome. It's called the Dome Theater. So it's the one with that big dome on the top, and 70 millimeter. It's like that old school format, you know.
Like the equivalent to like a record player, like a vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl, yeah. And so seeing it in that format and seeing the movie that's paying tribute to Hollywood and getting to see it in Hollywood, I'm like, we're huge film like
Yeah.
geeks, you know what I mean? So I don't know, like I got goosebumps like having that experience, and like that's why I love the movie so much. That was my third time watching it, and like watching it there, and then, like that theater I was watching it in was in the movie. I don't know, it was like one of
I
those.
was in Hollywood for the first time like this summer, and I was like, whoa, like this is only things that I see in movies and video games.
It's amazing.
It's like,
yeah.
but I thought it would be like, I thought it was gonna be like nicer in person. Like it's kind of like way different than I expected.
I
Like,
felt the
it
same
was
way.
like very like I thought it was gonna be like super shiny floors. Like it was not at all. Like,
yeah, right. Like
it was like it's like here, like
yeah.
like I don't want to call it dirty, but it's like it's not. Obviously, it's not gonna look the same as in a movie or in a video game.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
like seeing like the stars on the floor, and then like you'll still see like a bump.
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
whoa.
I kind of felt the same way at first. I was like, oh, this is like, but then I started falling in love with it more
I
as
love it, though.
I stayed longer, and then like the theaters and
Dude, LA is awesome.
I know.
I'm like obsessed. Ever
I
since
know,
went.
man. And like that was our first time going. We went this past summer, and
What month was it?
August.
Me too. August 17th, I was there.
Oh shit! When did we go?
Yeah, I was like 18.
I was there.
No way.
I think so.
No way. I think we went August 9th. It was like August 9th or something, right?
I don't think so.
I think so. No, yeah, because it was like I had just finished my semester. To like graduate and get my AA and stuff, and that was to celebrate. I was like, I'm going to LA,
Yeah.
and I want to see the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood there. My first time there, everything. Yeah,
It's a
you know,
special
actually,
place, man.
yeah, I went like the 9th. It was like that weekend.
I went
So-
just to visit.
No, yeah.
The
August
9th, right?
Because that's when we
I-
met the,
So we were right before you,
Pretty
yeah.
Dude, I went just because one of my best friends lives there, and he comes down to Miami a lot. Well, not a lot, but like at least once or twice a year. And he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna just fly you up this year, and you come to LA instead of me coming to Miami." I'm like, "If you want, I'm super down." So then he did that, and then like everybody in the music business is there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, so many people that I know in music live there, and I haven't met in person yet. I was telling them all, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be in LA this weekend. It was only supposed to be a weekend. And then one of my friends is having his show. He's like, dude, this is perfect timing. You could play. So I'm like, all right, for sure. I get to play in LA for the first time.
That's
Dope.
amazing.
And then one of my other friends found out I was gonna be there, and then which was well, this week there was a show that weekend at a big venue that I was gonna go to already. Like as a fan, like this kind of show wouldn't happen here. Like those acts would never come here because they're way bigger in LA than here. Like that harder music is not that popular here. So I was already going to that show, and then it was announced that one of my friends was playing it also. So I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Like this is so perfect that he's playing.
That's great.
And then he calls me. He's like, yo, do you want to play this show? I'm like,
That's
like,
amazing.
I was like, don't play with my emotions right now. He's like, I'm not kidding. So then like that big show got to be like my first show that I played
That's amazing.
in LA, my first time going to LA. And it was too perfect. Like I got there, I was the first person to play at 10 p.m. Right as doors open. I got there and there was a line already, like before the doors open.
That's amazing.
Like,
were you nervous?
I was like more I'm like, I get kind of nervous, but it's like a good kind of nervous. Like every time I did it, I feel like it's because I care so much. But it's weird because I never felt that for baseball ever. But I wrestled too, and I did feel that when I wrestled. But wrestling was like more new to me. But I feel that in music. I don't know if that'll ever go away. I mean, it's not that bad. But in that Uber going to that venue, it was bad. It was like I wasn't saying that much. I was just in the car. Like I was drinking, but I was like, dude, this is like the most nervous I've ever been. But once I got to the venue, like once I got there, like it was all out the window. I forgot about it. Like it's really
awesome.
weird. Like, but it's like I always tell my girlfriend, like the first 5 minutes that I'm playing, like I don't even really feel my hands. Like
That's insane.
it's like non-existent, and then it just becomes normal. Like it's like so much adrenaline. But like the fact that there's people there already, like before I got there, and I'm DJing, like those people were like there. I don't know if they were there early just because that's what they do, but I mean, like there's definitely people there that early because they knew I was playing that early.
That's cool.
Nuts. And like people, like I got off playing and like someone asking me like to sign their flag and like take pictures, and it's like, dude, like I love LA for so many reasons, and like
that just wrapped it up in a bow, right? Like
the most real music fans. That would never ever happen in Miami. Not right now. But like they like take pride in finding like the new artists. Like
that's cool.
They hit you up, and like I saw people that like I always see tweeting to me on Twitter, like crazy.
That is
like they
awesome.
treat me like if I'm like a celebrity, and I'm just like,
People are nice there.
dude, I'm not.
People are nice in LA.
It's like
It's
like
cool.
that. It's like they're like the opposite of here. Like here, people that know me wouldn't even like show love like that because they'd be like they'll feel like, oh, like that's like, I'm not gonna like show love like that. Like I don't know.
I feel like people here are very like egocentric, you know, right?
Yeah,
Like
they'll feel like it's like, oh, like I'm a dork if I do that. Like,
yeah, like
it's
it's weird because LA, I
over
got
there,
that
it's
vibe.
cool to know about the new
Yeah.
artists. Like I feel like if I was from LA, then it would be different. Then people from Miami would be more likely to be like pay attention to me, I feel.
Right.
But since I'm from here and a lot of them like already knew me, or I don't know, like everyone in Miami is like we all know each other, like we all have mutual
Right.
friends. It's like it's different when you feel like a lot of people are like hesitant to show love because then they're like I don't know I don't really know what their mindset is.
I feel like it's an ego thing or something.
It
I don't know
is,
how to.
but
It's like
very rarely I come across somebody that's exactly like an LA kid. Like I was
Mhm.
eating at Flanagan's and my cousin, I was there with my cousin and she went to another table to go say hi to some friends of hers that she knows. She's like, oh, I'm here with my friend, with my cousin Mikey, and she's like, and the girl's like,
the Mikey.
Mikey Barreneche. I'm like, and she's like, yeah, how do you know? And she's like, oh, my boyfriend, he's a huge fan. He's a huge fan. And I'm like
That's
I found out about this
amazing.
after I asked her, because before I knew any of that happened, the kid, my cousin comes up to me with a waiter, and she's like introducing me to the guy, and she's like, oh, this is my friend, blah blah, and I shake his hand. I'm like, okay, yeah. I mean, I don't really know why you're introducing us,
Yeah.
but I guess because like they were just talking to each other. I thought it was like normal, and then he was like, dude, I'm a huge fan. I'm like,
That's insane.
what? Like at my own Flanagan's in Hialeah, like somebody's telling me that, like that's insane. And then like I asked my cousin, like, how'd that happen? And she told me that whole story. Like, that's insane. Like, not that doesn't like.
That's awesome.
I
dude.
respect that guy because he's from Miami and he's not scared to like tell me that.
Yeah, like
I think like that he's like a dork for doing it.
that's what's so annoying to me, man. Because it's like, what's the big deal? Like, dude, I support you. Like that helps the
I love
person.
supporting people.
It's like that helps the person so much. It's like
So
you know,
much. It's the best feeling ever.
it's weird, man. It's weird because I kind of like with like the podcast, right? People listen to my podcast, but it's like nobody really wants to like acknowledge that they.
That's so whack.
You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
weird because I'll post stuff and I have a few friends that'll share it and be like, guys, check out the podcast, whatever. But not a lot of people. But then when I talk to people, like, if I'm somewhere or whatever, they're like, oh yeah, I listen to the
It's
podcast.
the first thing they bring up.
Yeah, I listen to the podcast. So good, so funny. I'm like, oh. But then when I'm posting or like when I post things, I'm posting it in hopes of that more people it reaches out to more people. If whoever's listening could share it and it'll go to whoever, But it's like if you're listening to me, like why are you so scared to just support it in public? You know what I mean?
If I had as many people that ask me, which is every single person that asks me when I see them, oh, how's music going? I honestly don't even know what to say every time they ask me. Like, I literally need to find an answer for that because I don't know what to tell them because I'm still doing the same thing I was doing last year. It's just rinse and repeat. I always just say like, oh, everything's progressing, but it's hard to explain to someone that's not in music because like, I don't know. It's just really hard to explain to them. But like, it's going good. It's just progress. It's going. But like, if I had that many people that asked me that, or oh, when's your next gig? If they actually like did support, like, it'd be so.
It makes such a
many
huge difference.
People.
Yeah.
Like, it'd probably like, I don't know, like boost us up faster.
Definitely. Think about it, because all those people that ask you, they're aware of you, right? If they wanted to share your stuff or retweet your stuff, on whatever. That's how, but depending on how many followers they have, that's reaching to their followers. And if their followers are like, oh, who's this guy? Let me check it out. They like it. Now it's reaching that person's and it's just like, but because it's weird, but for some reason people don't.
I used to get like salty about it, but like I don't care anymore. And because I hate when artists say like when they like start saying that out loud on social media, and they'll be like, oh, like nobody want to support. And like, dude, like, what if they just like we could be friends, but what if I just don't like your music? Like,
right.
Maybe there's another way I could support, but like if I just don't like it, like, I don't know. If I don't like it, I'm not gonna repost it.
Right. So
maybe some people just don't like it, but we know for a fact that there is people that do, and they're just like scared of showing love.
It's weird. Yeah.
But like I just like forgot about all of that. Like I kind of just like whatever happens in Miami happens. Whatever. Miami's only one city in the world. Like, I'm more focused on everyone else. Because when you start popping everywhere else, everyone you went to high school with is gonna be like, that's my boy.
Yeah.
They start posting.
I always support it. I always support
post me now. More people post my stuff now than they did before, because they start seeing like, oh, this guy's getting somewhere. And like, there's people that post it, and like I know like they don't really follow it. Like, I get a vibe sometimes that it's like, I don't know, like they're doing it to like I appreciate it though. Whether you come around now it's better that you come around now than before. But like sometimes I feel like those people that I felt like, oh, like they're not showing love, but I know they like it. Like I feel like they're scared to show love, and then they like finally they come around.
Yeah.
And they do. And
It's weird.
It's so weird. Like everything's weird about like the things that we're trying to do. Like
yeah.
it's weird. Like because for us, success comes with like fame comes with our success. It's
Yeah.
super weird. Like I didn't do this because I wanted like to be famous, but like I mean I do.
It helps.
I want to be.
Yeah.
I want everyone to like. I feel like I honestly did always want to be famous, but as a baseball player, I don't want to just be famous to be famous, right? Like,
right. Yeah.
but like people start to treat you different. You could tell like they're nicer to you, and you could tell that they're nicer to you because they feel like you're gonna be famous one day, and it's so weird.
Yeah.
Like not weird. I appreciate it, but people are way nicer to me now than before I started doing music.
That's crazy.
They treat me way different. They treat me good though, but it's like it's so funny.
Yeah, but
Something that like I
says-
never thought I'd experience.
yeah, it's weird, man. It says a lot about people, right? It's like
It does.
It's like
Because I don't ever think that about other people that I meet. I just treat them the same.
yeah, right.
No
It's
matter
just
what.
like
Like if
It's weird,
you click
man.
with somebody, you click. If you don't, you don't. Like,
yeah, it's really weird, dude. Because I don't know if it's a Miami thing or not. I don't know.
a
'cause-
lot of it probably is.
Yeah, I feel
But
like it is.
I experienced it in college too.
Yeah.
People they treated me nicer, and I felt like sometimes it was because they thought that I was gonna be like famous.
Like, oh, that guy, I guess that's the DJ guy or something. He's gonna be, it's crazy,
It's-
man.
It's
It kind of
weird 'cause
shows a
we're
person.
normal people, like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I am normal right now.
Yeah, yeah. Like with me, this is the first time I meet you, right? So
Yeah.
I have no idea of like how big you are, how
Yeah.
I don't know. Like right now, I'm finding out your story, and I think it's
Yeah.
awesome. I really do, and it's you really like got me with that because there's times like with social media, I feel like I'm posting things, like on Twitter, whatever. I'm like, damn, like should I even just what am I doing? Like it's just me, and like what I do is I like post about the new episode and I'll retweet it like the next day. So it's just
Yeah.
showing up or whatever. I'm like, man, what am I doing? Like I don't know, like, and I check my listening stats and people are listening,
Yeah.
So it's like, how can I like it? Am I posting the wrong way, or am I what do I need to do to get people to like shout it out or like retweet it or like
I feel like everyone thinks about that. Like I think about that too. Like
yeah.
the first songs I put up, like like 7 people listened to it,
Right.
and now but like I just kept. I feel like you're doing fine as long as you see the numbers growing.
Yeah.
But if they're not growing, and I can't say that it has happened to me where numbers weren't growing. Not in a sense of like every song I put out more plays than the last one. That
Right.
doesn't happen. Over time, your average amount it grows for sure, but like I guess like the best way to look at it is like the following, like the followers, like it keeps growing. But like I know for sure that if I put out a song today, there's no way that it would get less plays than the first song I ever put.
Right.
And that like, but if I was putting out songs and I wasn't, I track everything on a Google sheet, like
Mm-hmm.
how many followers I have on each thing every month. I mean, every month after every song. And if that wasn't growing, then I would be like, okay, like there's always more learning to do, but like something has to change. What are the people that I look up to? What are they doing? Like
Right.
try everything. You have nothing to lose.
It's true, man. It's
Like if it wasn't growing for me, like I would be like I feel like I'm so relaxed on this like time period of to the day though I could just like live off of music, cause like I feel like I'm so relaxed on the way up to it because it's fun. It's not as fun as DJing every day
right.
across the country, but it's fun, and I see the growth. So I fully 100% believe that it's gonna happen. Like I'm not worried about it, and I see the growth. But if it was just like this on a straight line, I wouldn't sleep. I just feel like I gotta do
Yeah.
like something to make it grow. Even when it grows slower than the last month, I'm like, damn, like gotta do something, like something. I'm
Yeah.
always thinking like, what could I do to go faster,
That's the best thing.
but
though,
without
man.
shortcuts. Like
Yeah.
no
At the end of the day,
shortcuts.
it's just keep doing it. and figuring it
I
out.
always
Man.
tell people like just never stop learning. Like there's never stop learning. Like there's no other way to put it. Like if you stop learning, that's it. You're done.
Yeah, man.
No one's I like if I'm like when I'm watching YouTube videos now, I think about it more now because like it's so second nature for me already. Watch interviews of every DJ, like everything that they talk about. I'm just watch it and learn, and I'm just like, dude, I know for a fact that there's not a lot of people doing this right now, but the people that I look up to, they were doing this. Like
so it's like like you're in the right steps.
Like I feel like in 10 years I'm gonna feel exactly like I do right now, except I'm gonna have like money.
Right.
And like they'll say that I'm a success, but I already feel successful right now.
That's awesome.
Like I used to like hold back on things, like saying things on social media or to people. Like I wouldn't say really how I feel because of the way it would sound to someone because they look at me and I'm not there yet.
Right.
But it's like when you know who you're gonna be, it doesn't matter because somebody could laugh at me right now, say like, oh, this guy thinks he's gonna be famous. Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna be laughing
until you are.
I'm going to be laughing for sure. I'm either gonna be laughing or I'm gonna die before it happens.
Right.
Like I know what I'm gonna be, so it doesn't matter because I'm gonna look back at it and tell you and be like, I told you guys, this was gonna happen.
On that note, right there, that's the best way to close this off. We're on 2 hours, man. We hit 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Holy cow.
That's the perfect way. Look, man, I appreciate you coming on. I honestly can go for 3 hours, but we got a Star Wars premiere like at 10:15. If not, man, I would have you here all night. Thank you so much for coming on. Tell them about you. I know you got a gig coming up, right? In January?
January 11, Pembroke Pines, Gypsy Moon Vape and Brews.
Oh,
it's like
okay,
a
nice.
little bar and doing my own show there. I do it like annually. And like it's a whole other story why I'm doing that.
Where's that at? That's here in Pines?
Sheridan, yeah.
I
You might have been there.
Yeah,
it's next to like Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's right
Every
there.
time I tell somebody from Pines about it, they're like, "No way!"
That's
place?
awesome, dude.
That place is sick.
That's awesome.
Cool as hell.
Well, guys, hey, thanks a lot, man. That was
sure.
great. I think we probably could have hit 3 hours, honestly, but
in like 3 years when we're both bigger, we'll do it again.
yeah, dude. I'm usually in and out. I'm gonna be in Orlando, but when I'm back down, I'll message you, and if you want to come on again, we'll do it, man. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for coming.
The more time we wait, the better, because the more things that'll happen to both of us.
Exactly. We got. Hopefully, we're going, and then next time, let's see, man. You never know. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, do your thing. It helps us out a lot. Don't be like what we were just talking about. Show the support. All right. Show the support. Don't be a Miamian. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Goodbye.